everybody. Welcome back to episode 10 of Gamers versus the System. This is exciting, and for this special episode, we finally got on my brother Mike. Brother,
Hi.
introduce yourself. Oh, okay, there you go.
Hi, my name is Mike. I'm a Muay Thai man, longtime friend of Corey, avid video game player.
So he fits right into the whole thing. And yeah, so last week was a shit show. As you know, we did the whole thing. But we made a good day out of it. We played Baldur's Gate. I can't wait to do that again. And just for right now though, we finally got the recording shit all set up, and now we're able to actually do this, and this is fucking awesome.
Let's do it again, but without any weird mechanical failures.
Yeah, totally. Let's do that conversation again, minus the Baldur's Gate, because I know you guys shit you got to do after this, but it's all right. We could make this a good podcast still.
There's always time for more boulders.
Right, always time. We were playing Baldur's Gate 2 for everybody, and that was just it's just a better game than 1. I feel like.
Heads up for anyone that cares about fashion. If you're gonna play a necromancer, chest is always out for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason that they're just costume choices. That's another thing, because it was still PlayStation 2 era. No one was really doing the whole. I mean, unless you want to talk about that full plate mail that you got in Baldur's Gate 1, they did it right in that game. But now we're just deep diving into too much nerd shit, so it's all right. We're gonna have plenty of time for that nerd shit as we progress through the podcast, as everyone knows. Mike, what do you got going on this week? Do you got how have you been since last week? Let's just put it like that.
Can't complain, man. Normal life, training, playing some games, going through Fallout and everything again, reliving that, and
that's good.
Just life, man. Mostly training.
Hey, train is good. You got that fight coming, which we'll talk about later on in the story, and we'll talk about Fallout for the game. But besides that, you just kind of that's it, just hanging out, being you.
Yeah, nothing too special. Trying my hand at art-related things, really trying to put something out there, but struggling. But we're trying.
There you go. What kind of art?
Just trying to draw. For some reason, I've had this goddamn obsession with drawing an Oni face. And I could get the lower jaw, but the upper head, I just make some weird semicircle, and it's it's peeving me.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you'll get it. You got a lot of. So how are you doing? You kind of just doing pencil work, or are you gonna try to
pencil stuff with charcoal, because it's easy to hide mistakes when you just cover everything in charcoal.
Hey, there you go.
So I figure it's a nice beginning start.
Well, that's dope. Yeah, well, you know me, man. I can't. The best I could do is draw a fucking stick figure.
That's where I'm at. But I was like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Gotta have some other side hobby.
Right? If I just had a steadier hand, I think I might be able to do it. But hey, we'll see. Who knows? I got a lot of time left on the books. I might be able to pick something up like that.
Pop some Adderall. You might have the perfect drawing in like 8 hours.
There you go. Just really fucking fun. Sometimes I feel like I need that for when I do this fucking recording or like the editing part, because I'll do like one episode or like half of it. And I'm like, okay, time to take a break, and I just I need to focus more. But that's what I'm working on.
To be fair, my doctor told me I need it every day.
Oh, okay. So, I'm feeling all right about myself.
Yeah, you're fine.
There you go.
ADHD's a son of a bitch.
That it is. And I just been raw dogging it, so look at that.
Same.
So anywho, with that, for me, I got nothing much. Just work. This is a big week for me. It's totally swamped. I have to do a lot of shit. Stuff? Not so much work type stuff. A lot of personal type stuff that I had. Like doctor's appointments. I had to do stuff. I had to pick up my suit from the tailor. I had to get my hair cut.
Is the return of Suit Corey back?
Yeah, that's
the return.
Just for Marissa's wedding that's coming up.
That's fair.
Yeah, the wedding that's gonna be this weekend, and then after that, I got the Ren Fair, so I got to worry about getting the costume all set up for that. So it's.
Quick aside for anyone, if this hasn't been brought up yet, I don't know if it has, but this man used to only wear 3-piece suits.
Not 3-piece. I mean, they were part of the repertoire.
Sometimes. His dress down was me coming to his house at like 9:30 after training and seeing him maybe in dress pants, a wife beater, tie still on.
Yeah,
and that was incredibly dressed down. Most of the time it'd be 9:30 and he'd still have like a suit jacket on.
Yeah, you gotta dress for the job you wanted, not for the job that you had, right? That was the whole thing that I was in college for. But what do you, I wipe ass now, so none of that fucking came true. So fuck it. But yeah, no, just gotta, bro. It fits nice. I fucking put it on when I was at the tailor, and I was like, oh wow, I feel like my old self again.
Nice. I'm assuming all black.
No,
No.
not for a wedding. It's kind of like a weird because blue and gray are like the two like suits that like everyone should have at least.
Yep.
I was always taught, and so this is like a nice kind of blend of both. It's like a bluish gray.
Ooh.
I could almost describe it as like like those Cadillacs that have like that weird fucking blue gray paint job to them. Like it's kind of close to that. So
Okay. I
yeah,
dig
but
it.
yeah, I'm happy with it, and I got a nice shirt to go along with it. I just it's me suiting up. I get so excited, and of course cowboy booting it, baby. I got to do it. It's
No other
there's
way.
boots and suits.
No other way.
No other way. So that's that. So without any further ado, let's get on to our first roll of the podcast, where we do our community D20, where you folks could hopefully send us in some cool options for us to work with here, because we try to just replace them every week. But if you could give us some suggestions, folks, that'd be great. So we're gonna throw the die now and see what we got. I got the
What we got? What we
spreadsheet out in
got?
front of us. Oh, and if anyone isn't aware, like Cetty is doing Cetty things because he's trying to build his empire. So it's okay. He's doing what he's got to do.
Kicking ass.
Oh, okay. This is all right.
Was it?
We got 10. It is the perfect partner / relationship. So I guess it's like describe your perfect. Well, I know you're in one right now.
Yeah, I'm like 5 years deep right now. So.
So I mean, like, hey, if you're 5 years in, that you're doing something right.
Yeah. Right. Um. It's gonna be a really simple answer, but it's just compatibility, even if you have differences. Like
No, that makes sense.
myself and Carrie, you know, others don't, but completely different people. Very nice lady, very compassionate, music person. I just like to hit things, and I'm ADHD off the walls. So if that bounces off each other but still melts, good shit.
Well, no, you do have that compassionate side to you. At least you've never been an asshole to me. You've always like whenever something's going on, you're always there to help out. So like you do have that compassionate side. You do have the music side. We've jammed out and just so many fucking
Oh, this brain is a compartment of lyrics. You have no
oh
idea.
yeah, that and remixes that you fucking used to do. Fun fact for everybody: I've known Mike probably for like one of the longest people I've known in my entire life. We used to kick each other's ass when we were doing Tang Shido back in the day, and then he would still kick my ass when he would come to visit my house after training. And
Move the furniture. I gotta show you something.
yeah, and that would be a thing. And so yeah, we just been kicking on each other for I would say probably what now over
16, 17 years?
yeah, we're just getting up there now.
Because
Jesus.
I think I've known Matt for 16, and I've known you a year or two longer.
Oh wow, so that's like 17 years then going on
Yeah.
there. Jesus. Yeah, because we even ended up going to the same high school, and I remember you walking in your freshman year and be like, "What the fuck are you doing in my school, boy?" Like,
Learning.
those are good
Actually, not
times.
really.
Yeah, no, not our class, definitely, that's for sure. Or not in our high school. That's why it's closed now, baby. Look at that,
The education really came through. But
right?
yeah, back to the question. I think it really is just being able to understand that each other is different, not forcing people to change in any way or be like, oh, I want this person to be like that. Oh, I want to be like that. If things are gonna meld, they're just gonna kind of work. You gotta accept that people are different, that people want different things. You gotta do some shit you don't want to do, so they're gonna do some shit they don't want to do. It's a give and take. People say the 50-50 shit, but it's 100%.
And I love that right there. 100. It's not 50-50, it's 100-100, definitely
Yeah,
for sure.
you
But
give 50, you're giving half-ass effort.
yeah, and I just I mean, me, I've had my fair share of rocky relationship, but
Oh, you
uh
know me
for
too.
for the most part though, I what you're saying is true. Like you gotta definitely be aware, at least for me, I need to be aware that they're not me.
Yeah,
It's
they're not
so
gonna like
easy
what
to
you
just
like.
it's so easy to just project that, or just even they're not gonna think how you think. They're not gonna understand they're not always gonna pick up what you're putting down, and
Yeah,
that's not any fault to them.
No,
It's
and I
just,
think
we're
even thinking
different.
that way, like, hey, they might not like this, is it's like it's a good train of thought. It's not just like let me put this movie on because I like it. It's like, oh fuck, am I gonna make them sit through 2 hours or something they don't want to like? Like maybe we'll find something in between.
Yeah,
But like for
you gotta
everything
find that
life wise,
balance.
yeah,
So yeah,
don't
no,
do it like George Lucas did though, because there's no balance in that shit.
yeah. No, wait. What did George Lucas do?
He unbalanced. Well, Disney. He sold it to Disney to
Oh,
unbalance,
oh,
of
got it.
course.
I thought you were talking about like you had like some crazy
Oh yeah,
divorce.
George
Like what the
Lucas
fuck?
straight up pulled a lightsaber on his wife, dude. It was crazy.
Oh damn. Was he trying to like make a fucking that blacksmith from Game of Thrones when he
Oh
found Valyrian
Jesus,
steel
Azor's
with the
eye.
fucking yeah, that's the guy, right? See, I know my lore a little bit. I didn't read the books, but I know my fucking lore.
I
Actually, you
don't
know
know.
what book I did read? I did read a whole lore book that he put out.
George?
Yeah, he put out
Oh,
like
okay.
back when because he's not fucking
Wait,
finishing
Martin or
those books.
Lucas?
Lucas or no,
Okay.
Martin. Martin.
Okay, I
Yeah,
got confused there for a second.
yeah. My
You and
bad. My
George's.
bad. Right? Oh, gee, I didn't even think of that. But yeah, no, I did read a whole lore book that he put out, but I did not read any of the Song of Ice and Fire books.
Oh,
Which
dude, I'm so burnt out on anything that's a series because I think three now, almost four with Berserk, got ended permanently.
oh
Or
damn,
I just know they're not going to get finished. King Killer's Chronicles, that's not going to get finished. Song of Ice and Fire is not going to get finished. Vagabond, the artist died, and then it was almost Berserk with Kintaro, but thank God his friend busted down the doors and was like, "If you don't let me finish, I'll fucking kill you guys."
yeah, thank God for that.
So
But
no
yeah, I
more
know you.
series, no more long series for me.
Hey, sometimes you gotta like I took a break from a lot of shit like that too. Like I can't. Like I want to, but I'm just like, oh god, I can't do it.
Yeah, give me like 2 books max, maybe a 26 episode season or something, and I'm all set.
I just started rewatching a show because like I'm like I don't want to, and I know this is bad, like I'm trying to give things a new shot, but every once in a while though, guys, I gotta have that like, all right, give me something that I know I'm gonna like. It's like when I did this whole thing with whiskey, where I would try to explore and see if I want this bottle, see if I want that, what kind of profiles I'm gonna like. But sometimes it's like if I know what I want to drink, I just want to drink that. So
Yep.
I do this. I did the same approach with my consumption of media. So True Detective season one, boom! I was like, I know I'm gonna love it because it's McConaughey and Harrelson just kicking ass in every scene. So I'm like, all right, put it on.
Yeah, my hard reset for media is always either Cowboy Bebop or Samurai Champloo.
Oh yeah,
It,
that's a pretty good question. I'm gonna actually make that part of the good shit, bro. You're
boom, you're
giving me
welcome.
suggestions. What is your
Yeah,
hard reset? That's a good one.
if I'm just tired of everything, I can't watch this, can't listen to this, I just throw on an episode of Shampoo and just jam to some new job is, or I just listen to Spike Speak will be the smoothest motherfucker on the planet.
There you go. What is your hard reset? Now it is in. Thank you, sir. But yeah, no, like even fucking just I talked to you like or about like how I got, well, am I gonna like some sort of stuff? And bro, like I fucking love Samurai Champloo. Like it was.
It's it's a magical series. Coincidentally, the same man who made Shampoo was the same person who made Bebop, was the same person who made Space Dandy.
Oh damn.
So a lot of people that worked on each one of them had something to do with the other. So there's a
Well,
reason they're good.
shit. I didn't know that at all.
And in
Well,
the
that's
music, the music's the biggest helper of all of them. Like Cowboy
yeah.
Bebop, you got beautiful fucking jazz bopping the whole time. Shampoo, you got New Job is. I mean, if you don't know who New Job is, just look up some of his music. It's incredible.
If you want just good chill vibes and just new job is what the place to go.
The progenitor of lo-fi.
Oh, yeah, I'd give him that title too. Cause yeah, what year was he doing that? Cause I know that's like it's not a recent. I know Samurai Champloo was not a recent show, so it was like
No,
what, like 90, like late 90s,
no,
early
I
two
think it was
thousands.
thousands, 2000s, 2010s. But I mean, New Job is. I mean, he released his biggest songs, "Feather" and "Lovesick," around 2005.
Okay, and I think didn't he pass?
Yeah,
Oh, yep. Rest in peace,
unfortunate car
Chavez.
accident.
Damn.
Yep. Always car accidents.
right? Or airplanes, car accidents or airplanes.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm not going to
Fuck them missiles in the sky.
night.
I ain't doing that shit.
I went to Portugal and it was just 8 hours of, oh god, please land, please land, please land.
Yeah, you know me. I'd rather do a road trip. I'd rather do it. It's just
Oh, me too.
there's
If they
not as
build a
much
bridge
hassle,
across the water, I'm gone.
right? I would even hop on a boat, even though like I hate sharks. But if I could sit in my car on the boat, I'll even feel better. Like you know what I mean? Like,
No, don't worry. I'll just be stuck in here. It's me and the bug.
right? It'll be that, and I'll just be loaded to the nines just in case there's a fucking shark that I see. I'll just fucking light his ass up.
That
Oh
was
shit.
one of the scariest experiences of my life was not the parasailing, but I had went parasailing with an ex-girlfriend at the time, and they kind of like strap a person to you like a baby, and they just let you go off the boat, and you're flying up in the air. And the guy from the boat goes, "All right, we're gonna reel you in. You have the option. We could land you in the boat, or we could land you in the water." And I'm getting ready to scream, "Put my ass in the boat, please!" And before I could get that out, my girlfriend at the time just goes, "Land us in the water." And
You're like,
we
I
land
fucking
in the
hate you.
water about 200 yards away from the boat, and they're just slowly cranking us in. And I just felt like bait on a line.
Yeah,
And
I
it was
wouldn't
the
like that
scariest
either.
experience of my life. I couldn't see any like land in all four directions. I'm just in the middle of the fucking ocean, being slowly cranked in. And the whole time I was like, I'm gonna kill this bitch.
And that's why you're no longer dating.
Pretty much.
And that's how I did not meet your mother, folks. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no. Do you know my scary ass experience? Like, it just any fucking anytime I would have to go to like the beach for like a vacation thing, Shark Week could be on. So already I would not have a good like. All right, I'm not going to that fucking water. And then what's it called? I had Yeah, because it's not my home. You know, that's not my turf. If they're on land, you know, it's like all right, fuck it. Like I got my fists, I got my feet, I got a
It's a
gun,
fair
I got a
fight.
sword. You know, yeah, I got something. But where it's like they could see, they can move faster. You know, it's like I am so fucking just not equipped to handle a shark in its home turf.
You gotta be
And
like that one Australian dad that just pulled the shark out of the water and punched it.
you know, once the shark's in the boat, might be a different story. Be like, all right, bitch, you know, so fucking tough. But like in the water, yeah, I'm the bitch. I'm definitely am the bitch. And then I told you that story when I was in GameStop, right? And they had the VR set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'll tell the folks here. They were doing this VR set thing at GameStop when I was going in there one day, and I forgot what I was doing. I was picking up something. This was like years and years back, before VR was even like a big thing. So they were just having this display out, and I was like, "All right, cool. Let me sit down and check it out." And you know, so the guy was like, "All right, cool. We're gonna put you in this in the tank." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to see the sharks. There's not gonna be any sharks in there." Right? He's like, "No, you're not gonna worry about it." Fucking lying assholes. I should have fucking figured that out. I'm just too trusting. I'm just too fucking trusting. So yeah, I put the headset on, I put the fucking headphones on, and just I'm like, "Wow, this is actually pretty cool." Because wherever I looked is where the person looked, and I was like, "Oh, look at where this is going. Oh, awesome." Well, and then the cage just got lower and lower into the water, and then I see the shark, and I'm like, all right, pull me up, I'm done. Like
I'm
you
done.
fucking
I'm
lying
done.
assholes, this is not fun. And so it doesn't stop there. Unfortunately, they start bringing you up in the cage, and the cage like snaps, and the like plummets to the bottom of the ocean,
Oh, they
where
really fucked with you.
yeah, so where it plummets to the bottom, and then like the cage door's fucked, and then you see the shark coming around trying to open it. I'm screaming. I'm like, listen, if you don't fucking pull me off this, I'm gonna break this goddamn headset. So like,
It's
and
like
I was
Neo hooked to his chair in the Matrix and he's just shaking around when he's getting hit.
yeah, I wasn't having a fun time. I was definitely not. That's a 0 out of 10 experience for me for VR. So like, I'm not gonna do that. Maybe that's the reason why I don't. But however, what is it? There are some cool VR games that I got to play later on down the line. So you
I
know,
played a
jury's still out.
chivalry-esque game where it's like, knight combat.
Oh,
And that was pretty cool. You just got to like grab a long sword or something and just ting ting ting, kind of mountain blade type thing.
Okay.
which also looks hella fun because you just pull out like a lightsaber and then like a fucking Glock, and just fight waves of people.
All right.
I've seen
See,
people
here's
just
the thing
mid
though.
sword fight just reach down, pull the Glock.
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple of reels like that or some shit or shorts, whatever the hell. And I mean, like, well, I just don't know. Like, you know me, I'm such a non like a fucking luddite that me editing this podcast is a fucking miracle of God. But like, I don't even know like the requirements I'm gonna need for certain system stuff, and all. I'm just so I kind of just gloss over. I'm like, all right, I don't need that shit in my life.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
need that
what part of
complication.
me's been like real background, like, forget this whole console war stuff. Let's just finally build a PC. Then I start looking at it and I'm like, man, I don't understand anything people are telling me, and I know they're explaining it like I'm a 5-year-old, and I still don't get it.
Hey man,
Well,
I
you
hear
need
you.
this graphics card and this process. I'm like, I'll pay you if you want to do it.
Right? But you know what? If I actually did though, because I'm, you know me, I'm trying to be better. So I think if I really just like drawing, if I was to really set my mind to it, like I did with this fucking podcast, I think I might be able to figure out how to put together something. Like when I was trying to do gun shit, like when I was trying to do the gunsmithing thing, like that was a journey in itself. Where I was like, I don't know what the fuck, like just hoping I don't fucking blow my head off trying to fix this shit up. And I was like, oh okay, wow, this is actually easier than I thought. And
Yeah,
but you know, I gotta have that. You gotta have that passion to begin with, you know. Like you gotta have that the reason why. And I'm just ADHD, you know. I just like you, like I just need to have a million fucking hobbies for some fucking reason.
honestly though, that's the thing. It's just like I'll start doing one thing and I'm like, well, that looks interesting. Let me put all my time and effort into that for a day. Oh wait, that's interesting. Let's that get all my time and effort for the day.
Right? But there are some things that I got to stick to that I definitely like the whole everyone's you know laughing at me because I'm this scrawny little dude trying to do the night fight and shit. But I want to do it, so I'm gonna fucking do it.
Hey
It's
man,
gonna
what
happen,
better way to put on muscle than wearing armor?
right? Jesus. That'll be something. But you know, that's just our little journey. But with that whole thing, that's a good segue into that one game. So,
That one
good
game.
sir, do you want to discuss Fallout for us?
Oh man, so Fallout. That is
Which one are you playing right now? You said you're
currently I'm
playing
playing
three.
3. I never played I played most, but I didn't play all of the DLCs for 3, so I picked it up for what, like probably $3 from a game exchange, Game of the Year edition. I was like, fuck it, let's finally get all these DLCs in. And before I go any farther, quick aside, I saw someone, a break in the simulation, I think. I saw a Fallout character in real life. So in
Yeah.
Point Lookout, I believe you're in Maryland, and it's like there's swampy areas, and there's these quote unquote swamp folk. There's gross hillbilly, hills of eyes looking fuckers, big like gross tumors hanging off their chins and stuff. Well, I go to pull up to a Taco Bell with my girlfriend last night. All I want is a fucking Crunchwrap Supreme. And we pull in, and right in front of the drive-thru is just a man standing there, looking straight down, holding a bag. And the car approaching him, and he's not even moving, not even processing this. The headlights go by, and it shines on him. And I shit you not, if you look up Fallout 3 and like the trapper or swamp folk enemies, he looked exactly like one of them.
I don't know if I want to now.
And he was just trotting back and forth, doing this long pace from one end of the drive-through to the next. And the whole time we're in the drive-through, I was just like, leave some room between us and the next car, just in case we have to fucking just throw it in reverse, run this man over, and get the fuck out of here real
Oh,
quick.
I looked him up. I shouldn't have did that. I looked him
Yeah,
up.
he looked exactly like that, just some horrifying hillbilly fuck, and I
We're
just
not
did not
talking
like it.
about the one with the overalls, right? We're talking about the one with the wife beater and the
Yep,
shirt
yep,
and the open shirt. Oh,
yep.
okay.
He looked
Yep.
exactly like that.
Yep. No. No. Thank you. I would not want to see that at night at a Taco Bell.
Yeah, it was just a little scary. I didn't like it. I
I
one
give you
thought
props.
I was in a horror movie. Two immediately went, this is a glitch, right? This isn't happening. But it happened. But
Sweet Jesus.
as to Fallout itself, that's the game that broke baby brain. Little baby Mike, first time playing it, probably 12 to 14 maybe, because I think it came out what, 2008. maybe.
Yeah, it was with that was the Bethesda's first
So
what's it called, Fallout
yeah,
experience.
so
Because
around
it's supposed
four.
to because it was a top-down survival little game
Mm-hmm.
before then. That
Yeah, this
wasn't
is their
little, but you know.
first full 3D game, and that was the first game I played where it was like, all right, well, the door's open, go. There was
And
a
you
main
got
objective of like, hey, you got to find your dad, but it was like you could go left and just keep going across the wasteland as much as you wanted. You could go explore DC. You could go find the White House. You could go this way. You could go that way. The only limitation being your level and how often you wanted to shoot things with a 10 millimeter pistol. Like, do you want to spend 30 minutes fighting the super mutant, or do you just want to go somewhere else? But it was just wild to me playing, the Crash Bandicoots and Spyros and shit of the time, and then going into this game where there were choices. You could have dialogue options. You could have different options in dialogue to like intimidate people. You could have unique dialogue if you have this perk to talk to children. You could have unique dialogue for men and women for the opposite sexes. You could completely talk your way out of almost every engagement in the game if you wanted to go the speech route, or you could blast your way through things. You had positive and negative karma. There were just so many systems going on at the same time that just seemed to mesh so well. It's like if you were playing a good character and like people ran up to you and you're like, "Hey man, you're doing a bunch of good stuff here. Take this," and they'd give you like a box of mashed potatoes, but you were like, "Thanks, man. That means a lot." It's like you like see your impact in the game and like the way people behave around you, and it just blew 15-year-old Mike's mind. And I've probably beaten that game 10 plus times.
but it's just always that one that you go back to, right? Like your
Yeah,
reset almost.
New Vegas is arguably the better game, but for atmosphere, you feel like a survivor in Fallout 3. In New Vegas, you just feel like a fucking cowboy. You just whip around with whatever the fuck you got, and you just blasting while listening to like,
Yeah, Big Iron.
yeah, you
That's
listen to Big Iron blast shit away. But in like Fallout 3, when you first open that door, you're like, I don't know what any of this is. Like, where am I? I wasn't just some dude in the waste who got shot in the head. I've never been outside before.
yeah, and
Well,
it was
quote unquote, never been
beautifully
outside before.
beautifully voiced. You know, all
Yeah,
the voice
Liam
actors they
Neeson's your
got.
dad.
Yeah, they got big names for that, and just like you are right. The ambiance was on point. They really put you in the fucking feel of it.
Yeah, and then like each of the DLCs has their own feel too. Like the pit, you go to Pittsburgh and everything's much like real Pittsburgh, grimy and dirty.
Sorry to all of our Pittsburgh listeners, but come on, guys, clean up your city.
You go to like Mothership Zeta, and obviously it's like a fucking mothership. Everything's all spacey, and you feel like you're in a Men in Black movie. Then you go to Point Lookout, and it's like eerie and Lovecraftian. There's like
Which is right up
swamp
your alley.
people, and just the whole time you're walking around, you constantly feel like there's someone looking at you. You're always like on your toes a little bit. Like everything just has a different unique. And then Operation Anchorage, it's just full movie military montage. It's you against the Chinese. Who's winning?
There you go. That's I see. I never played the DLCs.
Oh yeah, Anchorage is a simulation of the Anchorage War in Fallout. So you're an
Oh.
American soldier, and you're like quote unquote stealth sabotaging Chinese operation there.
Hmm.
You have to like go
Interesting.
through the simulated program to unlock a door in this Brotherhood safe house that's like full of like unique armors and shit. It's where you could get, fun fact, a broken piece, well, sorry, a broken suit of power armor. There's a bug in the game where you're supposed to get this winterized 251 power armor, and it's supposed to, just be regular power armor. You get shot a bunch of times, it deteriorates because you got to fix everything in Fallout. But it's a bug in the game that they just never fixed. You get the simulated version of the armor, so it essentially has unlimited health.
Damn.
So
See,
you'll get,
you gotta love Bethesda for their bugs that are features, right?
yeah,
Like,
you'll
'cause
get
that's
like, you get the normal damage resistance, so you still get hurt, but no matter how often or how many times you get shot, the armor rating will never go down. Like, you never have to repair that armor.
that's pretty fucking powerful. Because
Yeah, you
that's
can
like
just,
adding mods to Fallout 4 without
yeah,
having, you know what I mean? Like,
you play one DLC and you get unbreakable armor, and it's power armor. It's not even like, oh, I found combat armor or whatever.
You know, it's fucking power armor. So you're unstoppable. You're undiable.
Until you get
So
the
that's
point lookout, those motherfucking swamp people hit hard.
well, I just looked at them, and yeah, I wouldn't want to get anywhere near those folks either.
Well, another fun fact, all of them have a plus 25 damage and attack. Damage resistance and attack to you. So they hurt you more and they take less damage because it's supposed to be an end game DLC, and people were complaining that shit was too easy. So they're
So
like,
they're
"Oh yeah,
like,
it's too
"Fuck
easy,
you!
huh?"
Shut the fuck up! Put this in the game." It's like, oh, thanks, Bethesda. You know, I give these, we give Bethesda a lot of praise and a lot of fucking gripes over the years, but you know, when they used to put out quality products, they put out quality fucking products. So
I think they're still capable of it, but like Skyrim, as much as people meme on it for being released for the 40th time, like GTA, it's like, who didn't fucking love Skyrim?
it was good, even though I will say it was slightly inferior because of how it wasn't as, you know, they took away a lot of those elements and from like Oblivion. Because that's what got me. You know, I used to watch John play Morrowind, and then
Man,
he
Morrowind's
got me
great.
Oblivion, and so I was playing that and having to like, you know, like you were saying for Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas too, like you got to repair your gear.
Hmm.
So like going through a dungeon and like, you know, you got to think like, oh, okay, like if I don't repair this thing and it breaks on me, like I gotta have a backup weapon, or I gotta fix, or you know, there's I
Yeah,
think
there's
the most
nothing.
dangerous they got with that system was adding in those um like towards a later game in Skyrim where they put the Draugr that would just like disarm you with like their shout
Oh, the
attacks.
shouts, yeah.
So that would be like the only bad part for there. But in that case though, it shouts at you and your fucking sword goes flying. I'm like, where the fuck is it? So I'm like fucking like having to reload a previous save because a
Yeah, you're
awesome
like, I'm
sword of
not
mine,
losing that sword.
right?
But
I
yeah,
got
there's
max level chill rend. You're not getting that out of my fucking hands, you bitch.
I experienced exactly kind of what you're talking about right now with Point Lookout. It's like I went there, I have my unique Chinese assault rifle, aka the copycat AK, and I like running around with that son of a bitch because who doesn't? And you get over to Point Lookout, and it's like there is not a single assault rifle here to repair my assault rifle with. Fuck.
There you go.
So it just
There's a
becomes 10
difficulty.
pounds of dead weight in your inventory because you're like, I'm not breaking this shit.
Yeah, and it makes you have to feel like, what do you got to like? I don't know. I like that. I know a lot of people probably don't like that. That's why they
Well,
took it
it
out.
forces you to use like different weapons because now I had to use the lever actions. I had to use the axes that they carry around. I had to use whatever the fuck they were using.
Yeah, like in New Vegas when you have that the casino DLC
Hmm. Sierra
where
Madre.
yeah, the Sierra Madre where it just says, "All right, you have to start from nothing. Here's this fucking bear trap beast and good luck." Like that's
Bear trap and a 32. Best I could give you.
I think it was a 38.
30
And it was
something.
38. Yeah, it was a 38. I'm pretty sure it was 38. But yeah, I know this that whole thing, and then having to lug out all that gold at the end, like that was a fucking. I ain't dropping this fucking gold, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I have like 30,000 caps, and I don't even need it. But it's like it's the principle.
Right, like you're
This
giving me.
shit's
I'm
coming
leaving.
home.
I'm leaving with this gold. Like that's the. You don't understand. I'm a greedy video gamer. I'm leaving with this fucking gold.
Oh yeah, like even selling to merchants, I won't sell to merchants unless I clear out their money too.
Cause you know
Like I'll
they're
buy
gonna get it
everything from
back.
them, and they'll be like, "Oh, you owe 1,000 caps." I'll make sure I don't owe shit, and I take whatever money they started with.
That's how you do it.
I have
That's
like
called being a
forty-five
savvy
thousand.
businessman,
Yeah,
folks.
I have 45,000 caps, and I think the most expensive gun I could buy is like 2 grand.
Yeah,
I'll
I
never
remember
run out of money.
that's one thing that you know Bethesda probably should balance in Elder Scrolls 6 or at some point where there will come a point where you were just the richest person in all of the game to ever exist, to ever will exist. Like you just become the William Randolph Hearst of every fucking
Hmm.
settlement you walk through because you're like, yeah, no, like I just have infinite caps, and if I run low, I'll just go and take
Well,
over this
that's
little raider thing and just
yeah,
get their shit and
that's
then
why
just sell
like
it.
one of the first things I always level up in any Fallout game is repair. I'll just keep taking all your rinky-dink rifles, pistols, whatever. I'll repair them and I sell them.
Yeah, or I would use them to repair my
Wasteland
other
Flipper.
guns. I think it was jury rigging in New Vegas because that was
Yep.
my, as you know, and probably people have heard this story once before in the podcast, but we'll tell you this: New Vegas is my Fallout game that I love to death. And just over the years of Mike and I just hanging out and doing stupid shit in New Vegas, it's my default game, or used to be before I got a PS4 and stuff. I think I played a little bit back, but my PS3 is downstairs now. I gotta dig it out if I really want to play some New Vegas, but.
Do it.
Actually, I might not want to do it because the Ultimate Edition for the PS3
Oh yeah, the thing
is
shits the bed
horrible.
apart.
So if I do, I'll have to look and see if this laptop could run it because that was my game. Like that was so just everything about it. Like you said, it was just you could be a fucking cowboy, and I was like, oh, of course, post apocalyptic cowboy, sign me up. And I remember watching you play it. I came over to your house because you bought it in a like you said you got it for like $5 at like a game exchange or something, and
Yep.
you were playing it and I was just watching. I was like, I got to get this game. I got to go and get it, and I fucking did, and I don't regret it because it was one of the best games ever played, and or at least like it was like Oblivion with guns because I loved Oblivion so much, and I just wanted a game like that back in my life because I didn't play it when it first came out. I played it like years later.
Yeah.
So, but that was my Oblivion with guns, and it was just everything. The Ranger Sequoia, just having that like that's all I needed. That was my fucking gun, and our infamous rampages through the King's Hotel on the Strip was
Just making that fucker eat grenades.
yeah, that was the story, folks. Where I made where we vat some dude, some poor king in the face with a grenade launcher, and we just got to see him eat it, and it
I
was
mean,
just
realistically, with everything, I'm pretty sure I've killed him once with every weapon in the game.
yeah, I'm sure of it.
Just straight rampage.
And that's what kept everyone safe, folks, because we had that little outlet for our fucking
Yeah, have a bad
for our
day.
bullshit.
Go take out the king.
Right? Look out, man, for real. We got him. But those were the better times. But games like today, like I said, like they lose that whole difficulty feature. I feel like they make it a little bit too accessible. They make it, but that could just be me being an old timer grump. You know what I mean? Like, I
I don't
don't know.
think it's an old timer grump thing. I will say, without being like cynical, there's less of that like just go have fun in this section thing. Like there's no cheat codes anymore. There's no like, oh, go put this in GTA. You have, the fucking bike or motorcycle plane just spawns in front of you. There's no like, you know what? You can just go take out this whole massive. Like look at Fallout 4 compared to New Vegas or Fallout 3. Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, you could kill pretty much any NPC. Like almost every NPC, whether they're a quest giver, you could take pretty much anyone out. Fallout 4,
Yeah, I remember I messed up a whole playthrough.
yeah, Fallout 4 people 90% of the people just go unconscious if they have a name. So like you can't even kill them. There's like that lack of just let me play the game.
They even did that in Oblivion. I will say your important your central characters. Remember they had a crown over
Hmm.
their reticle versus just a regular circle. If they had a regular circle, you just take them out. But if they had a crown, they were quest givers. You couldn't do that.
But see, like in 3 in New Vegas, even some of those quest givers, unless there was like you need this person to even do this, like to finish the game, you could kill them.
Oh yeah, I remember. I messed up my Raoul quest line because I took out that ranger with the Laloon carabine because I wanted that gun. So I just made that playthrough my collector run. I said, fuck it, fuck the story, just collect shit.
Yeah, but I think they lost that like whimsy of just like letting the player do something. Now it's more, you know, collect everything on a map, and like that could be fun for some games. Like it's kind of fun in Ghost of Tsushima. It's kind of fun in Horizon, but at the same time, there's like at the end of the day, what you're gonna do in those games? You're gonna go fight someone with a sword. You're gonna go fight robots with a bow. Like let me just go fuck off and do something weird. Like
Yeah,
let me have the kings.
or let you just you kind of you make your own adventure almost,
Yeah.
in a way.
A la like
But
something like Dark Souls. Like, let me just fuck off into the wrong area that's gonna whoop my ass. Let me learn.
right, yeah, no, that's pretty good. I will say, like it's something that we're missing, but also like I kind of just for the sake of convenience. I will say, like we got spoiled with it. We got spoiled where it's like, okay, you don't have to worry about ruining your whole, because like I said, like I just had to toss it up and just say I'm not going back, because once I realized that I fucked up, it was already too late. I was already like 40 levels above where I used to be, so I wasn't. But I had that save file still there, because always rotate your saves, folks. Always
Always
rotate your
rotate your
saves.
saves. If you
So
don't
like
have at least 5 saves going at the same time, you're not playing the RPG right.
right, you have to have that chance to go back. But ooh, that's actually, you know what? I'm gonna put that. What element would you like to have? This is gonna be another topic that I'm gonna put. What RPG?
Lightning.
No, not like that. Like, you know, like they did. Remember that Rick and Morty episode that they did the whole thing with like kind of like the save game feature,
Oh yeah. For
something like
2
that.
seconds, I thought you were gonna bring up that game he played, where it's like Life of Roy or whatever, where you just play that dude's life.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Where he wakes up and he's like, "Oh, I had shit. Oh
He
my God!"
becomes like a used carpet salesman and just
He
fucking
beat
falls off the
cancer,
ladder and dies.
right? He beat cancer to get taken out by a ladder. And it's like, oh damn, Roy. Jesus, yeah, life for that was a.
He's taking him off a grid. He doesn't have a social security
Oh
number.
yeah, when Rick did it, folks, we're idiots. We like lowbrow humor like that sometimes. So, oh god, that's good. So, yeah, that's you know what? I fucking forgot what game. Yeah, we'll just say Fallout New Vegas was my game. So we'll do that, and we'll go with another roll, so
Oh,
we
good
could
lord.
get the chasseur, because we gotta. I know you got somewhere you gotta be, so we can't. We'll just talk for fucking ever if you let us, folks, and we apologize.
Pretty
Actually, we
much.
don't. We don't
No.
apologize. All right, let's see. We got another Nat 20. So a Nat 20 is a story that's like. So what's like your best story, your biggest win type moment, like when you were at your best? Like what's a story about that? Like a pat yourself on the back and hype yourself up moment. Like what do you
Uh,
got?
Probably last year. Uh, Winning WKAs.
Oh yeah, I remember you came over with the belt.
Yeah, that was some shit. That was completely spur of the. So for anyone who doesn't know, which is probably most people, the WKAs is a tournament that happens every year in Delaware around the end of August. It's a World Kickboxing Association. So they hold Muay Thai rule fights, Glory rule fights, which is Muay Thai without clinch and elbows, and they hold kickboxing, which, let's be real, nobody kickboxes. So, so on a whim, our team had learned about it, and we were like, hey, no, fuck it. We never do this. We never do tournaments. We always do the single night fights. Like, let's really buckle down and like let's get some people going. So the turnout ended up being way more people than we thought. We thought it'd be like 4 or 5 of us. We ended up going down with like 15 competitors, and at the end of the day, our school finished fifth out of 70 schools for like medals. So like we whooped ass, but it had been a few years since I had fought because life and everything gets in the way. So I was like, you had that nervous energy that fuck, am I gonna go out there and get my ass whooped in front of my whole team? And for whatever reason, I just had zero apprehension when I actually got there. Like when I had gotten to the tournament, it was just like all worries were gone. I saw the fair where it was set up. I saw the rings, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, this is gonna be fun. Like we're not gonna freak out. We're not gonna have a bad time. We're not gonna like lose before we fight. Let's just hype up the team. Let's have a good time. So I was supposed to fight the first day, which was Saturday at like 9 in the morning. I didn't fucking fight till Sunday.
Oh Jesus.
So I got iced for an entire day watching my teammates fight. We had some of the newer guys go, and fights didn't go their way. So it was like, that eats at you a little bit, even though it's like, all right, that's not me, but shit, I saw my teammate get their ass beat.
Right, because like
But
I train with that guy and he usually
yeah,
beats my ass. So it's like,
yeah,
what
and
the
you're
fuck?
like,
Like,
oh fuck me, how's this gonna go? And it's like, for 3-4 months straight, I was just in the gym like 6 days a week, multiple times a day, running every day. I was busting ass. I was like, I got to do something with this. I'm getting old. Let's get some belts before, we're 35 and broken. So it comes to Sunday. I have my first fight at, I think, 11. And I don't know, man. Like bell ring, man possessed. I whooped on this kid for 9 minutes straight. Just
I don't doubt it. I do not doubt
positively,
it.
like, not to toot my own horn. I hate being a person to brag. I'm not that kind of guy. But it's like Buakaw himself possessed me, and I just whooped on this man for 9 minutes straight. I dropped him twice in the first round, and just continued to win in his decision. I finished the fight, and it was a cute little moment that one day I am gonna get this tattooed on me. I finished the fight. My buddy Aaron, who was cornering me, goes, "Yo, dude, you know what time the fight was over?" And I was like, "No, no, no, what?" He goes, 11-11, dude. He was like,
Huh!
that's your lucky fight." And I hear my name called again. I just finished a fight, and they're like, "Mike Alves, stage 2." And I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Like, I don't even get a break.
Stage 2?
Yeah, I don't even get a break. So I went from my glory fight. I go over to the gear, I get fucking elbow pads thrown on. We're doing Muay Thai now. So I hop in the ring, and I hop on like the standby, and I'm sitting there waiting, and my buddy pulls a chair, goes, sit, don't waste all your energy, waste your legs standing. And he goes to pull a random chair, and that chair has a fucking little plastic green like lawn chair, and it has a sticker on it, and it's 11-11. And he was like, "This is your fucking chair, dude." He was like, "I know this sounds corny, but you're gonna beat the fuck out of this guy." And
And lo and behold,
yeah,
you
lo and
beat the
behold,
fuck out of that guy.
beat the fuck out of him. I dropped him again, which I'm a little guy. I fight at 125. I'm not out here just dropping people left, right, and center. But for whatever reason, God possessed my fist that day. And I dropped everyone I fought. And I ended up winning unanimous decision for that one. And I cut the guy right above his eye. And he was going to be my next opponent for the glory fight. But he couldn't fight because I popped his eye open. So I got myself a belt. And
Attaboy.
that was just like the shining achievement of like my martial arts journey so far. Except that
Hell
one
yeah.
ref that fucked with me. I
Well,
went to
there's
go
always
get
going to be that
Yeah,
one.
I went to go get the belt, and I competed in open. There's novice for people that have had 0 to 3 fights, and then there's open for literally anyone could be there. There's some ballbuster sandbaggers that show up to these tournaments that should have gone pro 10 fights ago, but they keep going and beating up amateurs. So you could get anyone. You could get a guy who's had 6 fights, 10 fights, 40 fights. You never fucking know what you're gonna get.
It's
And
open.
yeah, it's open. So I walk over to the guy and I'm like, "Hey man, I'm here to get my belt. I'm with my coach. I'm all hyped. My coach is ready to take pictures and everything. He's got the phone out." And the guy looks at me. He just goes, "Man, you didn't win no belt." And I was like, "Brother, don't fuck with me." And he looks over and he's got the medals because if you win novice, you get a medal. If you win open, you get a belt. And he grabs a medal and he gives it to me. And I'm like, "Nah, man, give me my fucking belt." And he's like, "All right, all right." He grabs the belt and he puts it on me. And I looked down and it's upside down. And I looked at him and I was like, "Man, if you don't stop playing with me, I'm gonna fucking cry." And he just was like, "Oh man, you ain't crying today." And he put the belt on. He like lifted me up so my coach could get a picture with me.
There, look at that.
Some big motherfucker threw me on his shoulders, and then the best part of all of that was just seeing my homies like coming out the ring, belt on, and just walking into all my homies and my boys just fucking screaming, "Mikey, Mikey, Mikey." Like nothing will get your dick harder than a crowd of people just chanting your name after some combat.
That's awesome.
And then I had a
I'm
good cry
very
about 5 minutes
envious of that.
later.
Well, of course, you had all that emotion. Jesus Christ.
Well, I was fine, and then I have a real good friend, my buddy Jay. He's I think 6 years older than me, and he's just been like Muay Thai Papa my entire life. Like I looked up to the dude. I thought his style was cool. I thought he was cool. Just the swaggiest dude in the gym, and I was like, I gotta be like that motherfucker. And he called me, and he was like, "Yo, I saw the picture. Congratulations!" And as soon as I saw his name on the phone, I just started crying.
Oh
I was
God!
like, "I
Like
can't talk to this man right now."
ugly cry, ugly cry.
Yeah, so I just held it on, and I was like, "Hey, man."
This means a lot. Thank you for calling.
I was like,
But
"Thanks for
that's
whooping
awesome,
my
bro.
ass 1,000 times."
Yeah, you helped me do this. You doing this? Yeah, like good shit, bro.
But yeah,
Like
that's
that's. I remember you were so proud because you brought. I think I had just moved in to the condo, and I
I showed
remember
up with the fucking belt.
you showed up with the belt. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, didn't you also get hurt doing it too? Like, didn't you
Oh
also
yeah,
like? you
fucked
took
my
an
knee up.
injury. You took a fucking injury winning. So like, it wasn't like you got out of it
Yeah, first homie I fought
unscathed.
had some fucking brutal leg kicks, and he smashed the side of my knee. So typically you hit the thigh or you hit the calf. He hit the side of my knee, which was probably an accident, but boy, did it hurt.
That'll do it.
And I'm pretty sure he fucked up my ACL, and I just never got that checked. But hey, we walking, so.
Yeah, I know you're still. That can't stop you. It can't fucking stop you, man. Good shit.
But yeah, the tough dudes. It was funny. So I went up this year to coach some people, and a friend of mine ended up having to fight the same guy that I fought, and he dropped a division. I fought at 125, so this guy that I fought was at 125. He dropped down to 119, and he was like, "Oh, what's up, man?" You know, we're talking, and I was like, "Hey, man, you're looking slim this year." It's like, "You going down to 119 or something?" And he was like, "Yeah, I figured I'd drop." And I just looked at him, and I knew my buddy was in the bracket, and I was just like, "Good luck."
Finish him.
And I mean, to him, he probably thought like, "Oh, I mean, thank you, good luck." But in reality, I was like, "Good luck, 'cause my friend's gonna whoop your ass."
Did
And
he end up whooping his ass?
he did.
Oh, can't catch a break.
Yeah, that dude's he's gonna see Thornton's anytime in his life and just be like, "I fucking hate you guys."
Just gonna have PTSD attacks. But yeah, let's. Do you want to rep your gym for a minute while we
Thornton
got you on the
Martial
spot?
Arts, 701 East Main Street, Hartford. Hit us up. We're behind a fucking auto part store. It's hard to find us sometimes, but solid gym. I'm not gonna say best striking Connecticut, but best Muay Thai you'll find in Connecticut. Best authentic Sit Yo Tong style Muay Thai. Great fucking family. Like, everyone that comes in that building just feels like a bro. Girl or not, they're all bros. Like, I've never had complaints with the people. I've never had complaints with the coaching. I've been there for, God, I want to say 12 years with the same coach now. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. That place is, that's my happy place. Like, bad day, go to the gym. Fucking good day, go to the gym. Just a day, go to the gym. If I don't go there daily, not even to train, just to see my people, like, I feel weird.
It,
So,
it, it kind of becomes like your that's your community.
yeah,
That's
just a bunch of brain dead idiots that like to punch people just like me.
all you need in life, man. That's all you need in life.
And there's like, not to talk down other martial arts, but there's just a certain, like, Muay Thai people are different. Like, they're more fun that I've experienced. I've experienced like cool jiu-jitsu players, cool wrestlers, cool whatever, kickboxers, but there's always like, from my personal experience, anytime I've met or gone to those types of gyms, there's always people that have like this type of ego to them. Like, there's always that one guy in the gym that's like, "Oh, I got a big dick. I could prove this. I got this belt. I got this thing." And I've never experienced that in my life in like a Muay Thai gym. It's just been humble, cool people that just want to hit each other, learn, and teach other people. Like, the most approachable people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, that's great, man. I love that you found that community. I love that there's, you know, in your opinion, I love that you found that that's I kind of don't want to say humble, but they're not stuck up to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's this
like,
nice group of folks that you could just have a cool vibe with, and you just go and you just fuck each other up, and that's what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's
one of the best feelings was just having a team of like 15 people go to a Texas roadhouse. And it's like you would never guess all of those people could scrap. Like, we're all just fucking goofy, yelling memes at each other, screaming SpongeBob shit. Like, you would never think like this is a group of fighters.
but lo and
Because,
behold,
yeah, because no one's like, "Oh, look at me, I could fight." Everyone's just like, "What's up, dude? I'm Mike."
well, then again too, like I feel like that comes with any sort of like if you get your ass beat enough, or or you are an ass kicker or anything like that. Like when you are into fighting, you kind of just know like yeah no like it could go either way.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like
there's always someone that's gonna have your fucking number. That's just how life is.
right, so you kind of have that whole thing where it's like yeah no like at any moment there could be some guy that's just the right distance, the right timing, the right fucking he
Oh yeah,
just knows,
I feel
and
that
boom that's
every
it.
time I spar with my coach. I'll have 2.5 minutes of the best 3 minute round I've had in my entire life,
And then
and
he
then
goes, "All right, I'll show you what it's all about." And you're
yeah,
like, "Oh God!"
he'll just hit me with one right hand, and it feels like my body took a screenshot, and I'm just like, where the fuck am I?
Hey, that's how CTE starts, I guess.
Between CTE and ADHD, I don't even know which one's which anymore.
Right. Well, no, that's great, bro. I feel like for my biggest win, I'm gonna just I got a few in my life, but I'm gonna talk about the one where you were grading for black belt when we were still doing Tang Sudo.
Good
That was
times.
one of my biggest, where we just got to sit in the middle of the ring and just do rock'em sock'em robots for a good minute and a half before they called the fight. Like, stop it, you're gonna kill
Yeah.
each other. Like, fucking just stop
And for
right
everyone
then and there.
unaware, Tangsado sparring is not supposed to be like that. It's point based sparring. It's off the line. I touch you in the head. Okay, point back to stances. Go again. Okay, you hit me. Point back. Point back. Get what I'm saying? It's just a rinse and repeat of who touches who first. It's
Right.
it's touch based, and this is a very formal thing. They have all the black belts around. The parents are watching. No cussing. None of
Oh
this
yeah, this was the
shit.
second day too. This is because the grading was 2 days, and so the first day was the private session where we got to do like test everyone, see what they're worth, and all. Then the second day is like the whole public thing, and we were standing in the circle, and they called your name up as one of the new folks. Like, all right, you get to pick your black belt that you want to fight, and I had already made black belt, so you're like you. Like he just pointed at me, and I was like, all right, let's do it. And we get in the ring, and it was just a blur. I just remember when they finally called the fight, you hit me with a fucking awesome left hook that spun my headgear around to where my nose sticking out of the fucking earpiece. And I just screamed out, "I fucking love you, bro!" And I gave you a hug. Like, it was just not like, yeah, it was probably a bad look for everyone that was there, but for us, I feel like, or for me, that was one of my biggest wins, having
Oh
to
yeah, no, that was just
just
fun.
go full tilt with you in the ring. So
And then
yeah,
in an environment when you're just supposed to not do that.
yeah, you know how I am. I'm a cowboy. I just gotta do shit the way I want to do it. Well, yeah, and I feel like that's a good segue to get into our story, where we're talking about what you're on here for, what we're trying to raise money for, we're trying to spread the awareness of. You got another fight coming up, brother.
Yes, I do.
Let's whore you out,
Well, another tournament actually. So who knows how many fights?
right? Okay,
So
Jesus.
winners of
So,
the WKA tournaments, the national tournaments, get invited to compete in the WKA Worlds. So you win a bracket. Myself, I won the 125 bracket for Muay Thai. So I get to compete in the Worlds for 125 Muay Thai, which this year is taking place in Wales. So we're going
ooh,
across
over
the
the pond.
pond, representing Team USA. Myself and one of my teammates, Hector, we're going together with our coach. Get some fly ass, USA tracksuits, and we're gonna go throw down for Uncle Sam.
There you go. I'm supporting you, but and we're gonna try to raise some money. So,
Yeah,
folks, if you're listening and you want to help a brother out, go kick some ass overseas. You got like what's it, like a GoFundMe or something that you wanna
it is a GoFundMe, but
link?
just we'll continue talking while I try to find it, but because it's a pain in the ass. But yeah, so just trying to raise money to go over there because it's a pain in the ass, and money sucks. But it
For
is
sure.
just a link.
So what do you got for like? Do you have any idea like who else is gonna be there? Do you have like a have you
I don't know.
fought?
I know
Have
it's
you been there
Worlds.
before, or like
No,
or not been there? But
a friend of mine had competed in Worlds in Poland in 2019, 2020 maybe,
okay,
and she just said it was just like a crazy experience. There's teams from all over. There's national champions from like Africa, from Morocco, from like down in South America, Canada. They bring people anywhere that they have the WKA competitions, and you all just compete for like this is the best 125 or this is the best whatever, different weight classes. And there's I think 6 or so divisions you could compete in. There's the Muay Thai, the kickboxing, the Glory. I think there's a point based one. There's full rules Muay Thai, which is, I believe, no elbow pads or anything, just gloves. And there might be full rules Glory, but I'm not sure. But
Well, that's
you
fucking
just go
awesome.
up
What
there.
day is this, or what's the
This
you know the?
is we're leaving October 31st, and we're weighing in November 1st, and I think the second to the third we fight, and then fourth we go home.
Well, shit.
So it was originally supposed to be in Ireland, and I'm a little salty. They moved it to Wales because, goddamn it, all I wanted was to kick some ass and then have an authentic Guinness. But
I guess you'll
que
have to do
sera,
in
sera.
Yeah, I guess you'll have to do in Wales. Oh well,
We'll have some nice Welsh beer.
if
As
there
for
is
the
any.
GoFundMe link, it is literally GoFundMe GoFund.me/ 3C805721. And that'll
We'll
lead you
put
to
that
a
in the.
page to help Mike rep CT. Because let's get some fucking Connecticut martial arts on the map, guys. I
Let's
don't know if
do it.
people are aware of this, but Muay Thai, having a Muay Thai fight in Connecticut is still illegal.
What?
Yes,
All right, I was not aware of
to
this.
have
Why?
and host a Muay Thai competition, a sanctioned fight, you could have smokers, which is like inter-gym fights, that's whatever. But to have a sanctioned Muay Thai fight is illegal. You cannot have that. My coach and a few other coaches, I think a year ago, had conference calls with the mayor and the governors to try to allow Muay Thai fights to happen in Connecticut. Because the way it is right now, you want to go fight Muay Thai, you got to go to New York, you got to go to Massachusetts, you got to go to Maine, you got to go to Vermont, you got to go to Delaware, you got to travel. So you got to bring money to a different state, you got to fight in a different state, you got to pay for a hotel and everything in a different state, instead of having Connecticut have this money.
Why
And
is
on
that? Do you
top of
do you
that,
know the
I don't
reasoning
know.
behind it?
None of us know, because you could have an MMA fight, and what does an MMA fight start out as?
Right.
A Muay Thai
Oh,
fight with little gloves. So you could have a full MMA fight that never touches the ground. That's legal. But if I want to have a Muay Thai fight in 10-ounce gloves, I can't do it. They won't sanction it. I don't know if they think it's extreme violence or something. I don't know if they just don't understand what the fuck Muay Thai is. But you could have a gym, you could train people, but you cannot let them fight in Connecticut.
that is so. I'm trying to Google up some of this rules now.
But I remember being
Chapter. All right, hold on. Let's see. Chapter 532A, boxing and mixed martial arts. Jesus Christ, there's a whole fucking thing. I don't know if I want to read this all on air right now,
But
but
yeah, we had a whole
we'll get to
conference
it.
call with the mayors and everything, and trying to, pitch why it should be legalized. And we had all of my teammates and a few people from other schools talk to the mayors and everyone, and try to pitch like, hey, this should be a thing we should do. If you're letting us train and you're letting MMA be a thing, like, why can't we represent ourselves in our own state? Instead, we got
Damn,
to
I
go
feel like
elsewhere.
you said you didn't have a story, but I feel like that's a fucking story. Like, what the fuck? You can't have a fucking. It's like Footloose, where you can't have a fucking dance. Like, what
Yeah,
the fuck? This is
it's
this
like
is
Footloose,
outrageous to me.
and it's like Footloose, but like they allowed one type of dancing, and you're like, wait a minute, they're dancing. Why can't I do this dance?
Right? Like, what the this is.
Because again,
Oh
like I
man.
said, like, not to beat a dead horse, but an MMA fight starts standing. So if I
Right.
could punch you with 4-ounce gloves, why can't I punch you with 8-ounce gloves?
Yeah. No. It's that something's not adding up.
And I feel
I
like
don't get it.
it's slightly safer, because you get knocked down in Muay Thai, it's okay, 8 count. You get knocked down in MMA, someone's just allowed to beat your shit in. They could follow you
Jesus.
to the ground. They could choke you out. They could hit you in the mouth. At least Muay
Right?
Thai,
Like
you get eight
there's.
seconds to compose, and if the ref doesn't like what he sees, he just calls it.
Hey man, I
Unlike
couldn't
MMA,
I
you could
couldn't
eat
tell you.
one of those Dan
I'm like
Henderson bombs.
I'm kind of like scrambling through fucking these regulations here, and I'm not seeing anything that makes fucking any
Yeah,
sense.
it makes zero sense, but my coach has been personally trying to get this legalized for about 2 years now.
Wow,
They claimed
that's
he talked to a lawyer, and his lawyer said the next time there's a meeting, that at this point the best thing to do is claim that it is racist to not let us represent Thai culture.
Isn't that sad that we have to
Yeah,
fucking
we
resort
might
to
have to
that type of
resort to
bullshit?
calling it racism.
Oh my god.
and he was like, "Your wife's part of the business. Bring up that it's a woman-owned business. Like, do anything in your power to like guilt these people into fucking doing it."
Right? Like, you do his fucking lowbrow tactics bullshit that you have to, right? For
Yeah,
this, like, god
because I
damn, that's
mean,
so sad.
in
I'm so
Hartford
sorry.
alone, yeah, in Hartford alone, 10 minutes away from my gym is Underdog. That's a whole ass another kickboxing gym. It's not like we're the only horse in town. There's plenty of places that all their students would love to have their grandma or whatever come to their fight and not have to haul someone all the way to fucking New York. Plus, you know how stressful it is to be mid weight cut and be in 2.5 hours of Queens fucking traffic. It's the worst thing
Yeah,
in the fucking
there's.
world.
I can't see that being a pleasant experience. As someone who's never had to cut weight, but recently did cut a lot of weight, like I could unintentionally, I was not a happy person for some of it because like I was just trying to figure out how the fuck am I gonna live like this. Oh god, that is horrible.
I'd rather fight 33 senchais in a row than cut weight twice in a row.
Jesus. Well, hopefully that gets resolved because I think it's bullshit. It's just
It
yeah.
is.
No, I
It
don't
makes
like it.
zero
I don't.
sense
It's
and
thought this was
shit.
America. Like
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean?
Let us have some fun. Goddamn.
Like what the fuck? All
But
right.
yeah,
Well, that's
that's the long short of my story. Your boy won a championship, a national title, and he's gonna go over, throw on a pair of Team USA shorts, and try to bring a belt home for good old Uncle Sam.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna definitely throw you a couple doll hairs for this.
There
And
should be a
folks.
live stream as well, so
Oh,
any,
okay.
anyone wants to watch your boy kick ass, I'll drop the live stream to homie, and he will let y'all know.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely get that up and running. I'm gonna have to like I'll once we get done with the recording thing, you can send me all that like the link and I'll put it in the notes for the show so people can
Word,
actually
word.
click on it. But yeah, awesome. So that's
And
your
once
story
again,
with this.
anyone who would like to donate, much fucking appreciated. Don't feel pressured to. It's not that big a deal, but I appreciate anything you do send over.
All right, let's try to support our boy. And if not, we get it. We're still
Yeah,
an up and coming podcast, so probably there's 3 people listening to this. So it's like that's and you 3 folks don't have to
but you
do any
three
of that,
folks are awesome.
right? Thank you so much. We're so happy.
I
Let's
actually
see.
got a few
So
folks
for
from the gym to throw on a couple episodes.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
because I was telling them, they were like, "Oh, where were you Wednesday?" And I was like, "Oh, this is my homie doing a little podcast." And they were like, "What? What's the name?" So some of them watched a few episodes.
Oh, that's dope. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for all the new viewership too. Like this is awesome. They're gonna hear this. That's gonna be fun. So and this is something that we touched on earlier. But kind of talk about like how they dumb down video games. So remember, because last week I talked about Elden Ring, and
Yep.
so remember back when the game first launched, there was that whole thing where there were some developers that were criticizing the user interface.
Oh yeah, that was like the
Remember that?
Horizon reps and everything getting salty because Elden Ring was doing so well.
Yeah, there was one guy in particular who I think he worked for Ubisoft. I think his name was something Salama. I forgot his actual first
I know the
name.
creators of Horizon Zero Dawn were extremely salty and like very like, oh my god, Elden Ring doesn't do this, that, and the third. It's like, shut up. You're
Right.
just
Oh
mad
no,
you released at the same time.
it was Ahmed Salama of Ubisoft, and he had criticized the user interface, saying that it wasn't wrong. But then also, it wasn't one of those like things where it was like visceral hate because it was doing better. Because he followed up later on talking about like, hey, like, no, I'm not. That this is not hatred. I'm just trying. Like he was. I think he was sincerely trying to like point out like where the help needs to go when it comes to that sort of stuff. Because
Hmm.
as much as we could easily just say, oh, they were just hating on him, but like sometimes there could be some, because people are going to listen to this and they're going to, oh, they're just talking about, but we're actually trying to help. So I'm looking at, and of course, I count with that joke fucking screenshot where they're like, oh, I found the Elden Ring with good user interface. I think I'll link that into the thing or something so people could see what I'm talking about. Where they have like the mini map in there. And they have
Oh
like the
yeah,
objectives on they just really made a fucking big joke. They had the compass, they had a whole bunch of buttons all over the
waypoints.
screen. Yeah, it just made the game worse. But do you think though that there is some sort of merit to that criticism? Do you think that, like, because he was trying to see where the video game industry is and how, like, if you, because like I said, I think he was trying to be
I think
sincere about it. So
yes and no.
okay,
The yes being if someone hasn't played a prior Souls game, because that's where a lot of like the sales come from. Like Miyazaki and FromSoft know like they're not making the until Elden Ring, they weren't making their games for the general populace. It was like, who wants to play this really hard fucking game? Do you want to like sit down and play the same boss 13 times in a row because he's whooping your ass? Most people didn't. So like people who went from Demon Souls to Dark Souls to 2 to 3, they knew exactly what they were looking at. And it didn't matter much, I'd say, like interface changes because they knew what they were doing. Now you have Elden Ring, which is getting a lot of new players into it, a lot of people that have never touched a Souls game. I can understand them coming into it and being like, what am I looking at? All right, this magic system's weird. What does this stat do? Like, there's definitely things that could be more fleshed out, but at the same time, it's it's not like a system where I'd be like, oh, this is hard. I don't understand what I'm doing. Like, you equip a weapon, you could look at the stats. Okay, maybe I can't find this menu, but I never found it to be something like where the fuck do I find this in the menu? Where do I find my weapons? Where do I find my armor? What does this stat do? How do I look at the description? It's a little contrived and ugly, but I don't think it's something that like needs to be reworked. I think it's something that if you're playing the game, you'll intuitively pick it up.
right, which is where I was coming from too. Because not to toot my own horn or anything like that, but I have pretty good video game awareness to where it's like, okay, I could navigate through pretty much any sort of like inventory system. I could look through, like, I could figure out, items. Like, I just get, like I said, I only played Bloodborne and this game. And so going into both games, I kind of just had a general gist of, oh, okay, this is what it means. Like, yeah, I might forget a couple controls, going back and forth between different games and having to figure out that whole mapping and shit like that. But for the most part, I could figure it out. It's
Yeah.
not that hard. But for other people that I played with over the years, it's a little bit of a struggle. Some people don't quite understand it sometimes, and it's not to my credit and their
No,
misfortune or whatever
it's
like that. It's
definitely
just
a different
some
style
people just
of
don't know.
it's different style of game and different style of like menu options and stuff. It's like I don't know how to describe. It's simplified but not. Like it's simplified if you know what you're looking for. But if it's your first time hopping in, you're going to be a little confused. But I think it's set up to be like, you put your time into it. After a couple hours, you're going to know what you're doing. You're not going to be lost in the sauce. Like, oh my god, where do I find this?
Right,
I mean, you
exactly.
might be for general gameplay, but that's kind of the point. But
Right, and moving along to where I have to go next for this mission, or is there even like there is not even like a main quest type deal? There's they kind of give you those little, when you look at the map, how they give you like the golden, like, piss sort,
hmm
like, a fucking lines, like, oh, go this way. You know what I mean? But for the most part, though, you really don't got a lot of hand-holdy things, which I enjoy because I don't like my hand being held in games.
hmm
But some people, they need it. So, like, so that's why I could look at. I'm trying to be more nuanced because
yeah.
got on me
But see,
this week about that whole thing. So
that's where the implementation of like the sites of grace, like pointing you in the right direction.
right, or even those little watch.
Yeah, or even the feel of the game. Like if you go into an area and before you were 2, 3 shotting enemies, and all of a sudden they're just fucking raping you. It's like, all right, I don't belong here. I should go search somewhere else. Like the game's environment tells you where to go,
Right. Like when
which
you
I think
first
is
walk in,
better than like,
you're not gonna go to Caleb and be like, "Oh yeah, I could survive here." It's like, no, you can't. Like,
yeah,
like, look at this place.
it,
Look at
it,
this place around you. Like, it's not meant for you yet. Like,
yeah, it visually and then like viscerally just shows you like, hey, you don't belong here. It's not like a Mega Man, like Mega Man, go over here. It's just like you'll figure it out. If
right.
it's taking 30 hits to kill a guy, it's not worth it because everyone in this area is going to take 30 hits to kill. Like maybe you should go look somewhere else. And you had so much map to go look somewhere else.
There was a lot of map, and there was also a lot of fucking shortcuts too. Where if you couldn't beat something through, like, I remember, like, if you couldn't take out the first boss, if you couldn't take out what the fuck's his name, Margit, if you couldn't fuck up
Yeah,
Margit,
Margaret.
there was a whole like sidetrack around the castle. You know what I mean? And that's even before he went to go fight. Oh god, I'm getting all these names mixed. It's not Godfrey, Godric,
Godric.
the grafted. Yeah.
Yep.
So it was like there's a whole sidetrack around the castle that I just stumbled upon. I was like, oh, this is cool. And I got to that site of grace on the other side, and it brought me to the round table hold, where it's like I was able to skip that whole sequence of having to fight this and do that to go to the round table hold. And I was like, oh shit, like, so the game did reward you for exploring. It rewarded you for kind of like thinking for yourself, just doing what you know what I mean, just not, you don't got to play the game the way we wanted you to play it. Play it yourself, and we'll
Yeah,
see what happens,
just explore.
right? And I do appreciate that, but like I said, to look at it from like it's easy to just say, oh yeah, that one developer was just trying to talk shit because he thinks he's so. But also, it's like I can see, okay, there might have been some good, like he was trying.
Yeah,
There was some
he's
goodwill behind him.
there's definitely things they could do to like make the menus a little less busy. Because like you hop into the main menu, you go to look at your armor, and you're looking at like 30 different numbers, different weights, this, that, and the third. They don't really explain how equip load works. They don't explain that equip load, the lower it is, the better roll you get, or farther you roll, the more iframes. Like they don't tell you that, but it's like the Souls games. They like let you learn. Like if you put on too much armor, you go to roll, and all of a sudden you're fat rolling. You're like, wait a minute, maybe
Right,
I
and not to
can't
mention
wear 7 heavy pieces of plate.
all the numerous extra, like it's not so much you get.
Or even
I feel
swinging a
like you get a
weapon.
game guide from like YouTube these days.
Yeah.
Like those are our new Prima strategy guides. Like those are like like remember those? If
Hmm.
I'm gonna, I remember having my one for New Vegas and shit. But just having that access now to this internet thing, where like anyone could just look up all this shit.
Yeah.
Like you want to know what this stuff's about, go learn. If you really want to figure out the game, go learn it. You know what I mean? So I that's where I feel like, at least in the beginning, where it's like, well, if you're just gonna like that whole Dark Souls mean like, oh, get good. Where it's like, yeah, that's what they mean. Like, if you really want to invest your time, your effort, your just your sanity to this game, like you're not just gonna be looking at the screen like, how the fuck am I gonna, you're gonna like, all right, let me YouTube this, or let me do a little googling, or let me do like a little extracurricular activities to figure out how to fuck shit up. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I could appreciate that because it makes the experience a lot better for me than if it was just like, oh no, like the game, like what game was it where after a while like it would literally give you like a ability to like just skip over the part that was giving you a hard time for like quick time event or some shit like that. Like
Fuck, I
there
don't
was
know.
something, but there are
Like
some games
even
that are
like
just
Metal
like,
Gear used to do that. Like if you died a bunch of times in Metal Gear, they would give you like the fucking what, the chicken hat or whatever.
oh yep, chicken hat,
But like even in Dark Souls, like if you accidentally equip a weapon that you don't have the strength or dexterity, whatever requirements for, like it viscerally shows you. You go to swing it, and your guy's gonna swing it clumsily, and he's gonna maybe get 2, 3 swings out of it, as opposed to like 7 with a sword you can use. So
right?
like
You're
I feel like he has some right points. They could do better explaining, but at the same time, if you actually just play, it'll show you why things don't work.
yeah, there's a sweet spot.
Yeah, if
There's
it
a
had a
sweet spot
better
of,
tutorial, I'd say. I
yeah,
think
that
I think
tutorial
more
was,
people would
and
be.
also that tutorial was something where it's like, are people gonna jump down the hole, or are
Yeah,
they gonna just keep walking past it? You know what I mean? So there's another thing too.
it's
Like you
also
said,
like I'm sure a lot of people don't get that like the first boss in most Dark Souls games is gonna kill you.
yeah, like you're not gonna have a good time.
Yeah, like you really aren't that guy. You're gonna get
Or
your
just
ass
even when
whooped.
you walk out into the main world and you already have a fucking tree guardian just hanging out that
Yeah,
could,
and
like,
it
if you
just looks
don't
like
know
a
what you're
guy,
doing,
and you
just
should go
stomps
fight
your
him.
dick in. Yeah, he looks like, oh my god, he's a guy in golden armor. You think I'd be able to walk up and make friends? He might be telling me where the, nope, nope. Boss bar comes up, you're like, what the fuck? And he's just comes out of fucking like the sky, just drops down and just fucks your shit. And I'm like, oh my god, why did this happen? But like I said, like I just that I'm trying to find a good way to figure out what nuance is, because Goose was telling me I don't have that, which I could say that is something that I'm working on currently.
I'd
But
say that guy has a point, but keep it to a tutorial and don't hold my hand throughout like a Dark Souls-esque experience. Like, give me everything I need to know at the tutorial, and then don't tell me anything again. Like, let me figure it out.
Yeah, that's a good. Or just and what's it? Because they did even, and I give even come up with things to talk about where like they do give you like those tutorial panels too. Like if you go into like the, because I'm replaying it now, trying to actually beat the game this time because I never beat it the first time after I quit. But like when I'm going through now, if I forget something, I'll literally they have like those little snippets in like the lore sections where they kind of explain to you all the shit, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, this was good. I needed help with that. But yeah, you're right. They could give you a good actual like talking to like this is what this means. This is what this is gonna do. This is how this
Yeah,
So
and I don't think. I mean, you'll get the veteran Soul players that are like, "Oh, we don't need that," but I mean, forget them.
yeah. Well, nothing. And
And I mean, the people that are like that, the diehards that are like, "Oh, make Dark Souls the same all the time." If Dark Souls was the same all the time, we wouldn't have Elden Ring.
right,
If they didn't try to sell it to a bigger market, we wouldn't have an open world Dark Souls game. The whole reason why it's open world so it could reach more players.
exactly that, exactly that. Now,
And the
yeah,
more
I remember.
players and the more money and the more shit rolling into FromSoft, it hopefully results in more and better FromSoft games. FromSoft isn't a company that shits out games. They tend to take their time.
Right,
And
like
so
the
far they haven't pulled the CD Project Red. Everything they've done has just been immaculate. I mean, unless
yeah, I
God of
can't
War
think of a single
Ragnarok is
release.
the best game ever, I can't imagine anyone winning Game of the Year but Elden
True. Yeah, I don't remember them putting out something from the get go that was just like, oh, this is unplayable. Like,
Ring. Yeah.
like everything they put
Even
out's
way
been.
back when they were still making like mech games. I played those on like the PlayStation and they were fun.
Yeah. So we watched this one YouTuber, DJ Peach Cobbler, who is a fucking madman. And,
To say
he
the
was
least.
talking. Yeah, he had a video. He had a Elden Ring video game. So, what do you think is like the next
I do think that was a send
type of
off.
thing?
I
Yeah.
agree with him. I think Elden Ring is a send off. You don't have something like that majestic and different from your formula while still playing like homage to all the things you've done before. It literally felt like you said, it felt like a goodbye. Like, this is our magnum opus for this type of game. It was awesome. I'm glad you all enjoyed playing this shit, but we're on to new endeavors, which I think they are. I think they are planning on like another mech. I don't know if it's Mech Warrior or Mech Assault, one of those two, but I think they're planning a different. Oh, sorry, no, it's Armored Core. I think they're planning another Armored Core game.
Okay.
So I think they're going with a different IP.
That's even better.
I mean, I'm
Wow. Like
holding out
that's
hope for Bloodborne 2 one day, just because that was so fucking fun. But I understand if they want to go a different direction. And I mean, it's creativity. How often can they spice up the same kind of gameplay? And I think Elden Ring is where they took it to the top. They salt bait everything they had, and they were like, "This is the spiciest thing we could come up with. Enjoy it. We're gonna go do something else."
yeah. Enjoy it while it lasts
Because even
until
at
the
this
big thing
point,
comes
if they
out.
did put something else, like,
It would be DLC,
yeah,
right?
could you really go back to like a linear Dark Souls after playing Elden Ring? Like, I could for fun, but like I could go back to Dark Souls and play it, but to have, quote unquote Dark Souls 4, and it'd be back to like the almost linear. You could go wherever you want, but it's confined to this size map type thing. I don't
Right.
think I'd want to do it after
I've
just
even
being
heard a
able
couple
to.
of deep dives talking about how this was essentially just Dark Souls 4, 5, and 6. Like this is like, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, like here it was.
because like
Goodbye.
at the end of the day, I would just want to get back on the horse and just ride across Caelid or something.
Right. Which it is nice going back down memory lane, I will say,
Oh, for
because
sure.
like I took about a good few months off just trying to do other things, and I got back to this, and I'm like, yeah, no, this is fucking. I remember why I love this game to begin with, and all of, like the shit I was talking to Cetty about last week. I talked about it with you too, just how like the lessons that it teaches you, at least for me, because like I'm definitely open world guy, so all the shit that it got to teach me about just how to don't fucking spend so much time in this one area if it's fucking like go somewhere else, like or just learn for yourself, do this, do that. Like I owe so much of like I guess my new awakening from a video game. Essentially, just like, oh my god, like I got my face dragged against the concrete for long enough, so I was like, oh okay, I gotta fucking
I
change my
gotta go
mindset
try
here.
something else. Try a different
I
weapon.
gotta
Do
think
some
of
shit.
something else. And so yeah, no, like thank God for video games like that. And that's where I'm gonna be for this. I guess video game and story this week. I'm gonna combine into one. But yeah, no, that was a good talk. Let's move on to our third role.
Oh God.
Unless you want to talk more about something else,
No,
which
go for it.
alrighty then. Rolling up that we got. Ooh, okay. This one is number 2. Impersonation. Oh God. Do your best impression, and then I have to try the same. Oh no. Okay. So I guess that's just the one that Cetty put in there. So I don't have any. Like I did do like a small. I don't know if you're listening to that episode where I made fun of Trump like in kaiju's from like from Pacific Rim, but I don't know. I'm just not.
They're great. They're wonderful. We're
It's
gonna
like,
make
yeah,
America great again with these kaiju's,
we're gonna make them build that wall,
and then we're gonna
type
put them
shit.
behind it.
But yeah, no, Jesus said impersonation. You really gave us one for that. All right. Let's see. I remember back in the day, I used to have a really good Gollum. I don't know if I could do it anymore. I gotta have enough. I gotta like watch Lord of the Rings movies again, just so I can
I'm gonna
get
go
that.
hide in a hole for like 3 days.
Hey, that motherfucker was in hundreds of years that got him to look like that. If we're gonna get real nerdy, let's see impersonations that I can think of. Who was that one comedian that was really good at doing them? Like he did a few for. Actually, there's a lot of comedians now I'm thinking about. Like I know Kevin Pollak's got a good. Christopher Walken. I
I
know
was gonna
John
say
Leguizamo
Christopher
did a couple of
Walken's
them.
like a pretty classic one to go to.
Oh yeah, like oh Jesus,
You're
just
looking
thinking
at my
about him
friend
and
all wrong.
I was just about to say fucking Joe Dirt. I was stabbing in the face with a soldering iron. Like oh god, that was just Christopher Walken in general. I love that man. No matter what movie he's in, it just to me it makes it better. I think.
Give me your
But
best
that's just
Green Goblin.
oh god.
Good
Oh
luck,
my god.
good luck, Spider-Man.
Yeah, Godspeed, Spider-Man throws the grenade. That whole fucking meme. I love it. There's an
Godspeed,
account.
Spider-Man.
I think there's an account that like posts that one video like every day, and I think I should follow it because
The dude
when I
on the little
first saw that,
hoverboard.
yeah, I uncontrollably fucking laughed. Like, God, it was like, of course, super early in the morning when I shouldn't be awake, and I see that shit, and I just lose my fucking mind. Oh god, yeah, Godspeed, Spider-Man. That's
It's so stupid.
it's so stupid, but it gets to you. It's sometimes you just need that dumb humor. That because remember when was it someone made that quote, of course, on the internet that was talking about before this whole culture came about. We were literally just hanging out in our friend circles, just quoting Anchorman or quoting, or just
Yep.
quoting fucking different shit that we watched in the past. If we didn't have memes, and we kind of do it now by sitting around quoting memes. But yeah, that
Six
was
Panthers. 60% of the time, it works
it
every
works
time.
every time. Brick, where'd you get a hand grenade? I don't know. That's shit like that. Oh god, that was. Oh, actually, so to go off that one, what is your? I I always saw, I guess, like Will Ferrell picked up the reins after Adam Sandler. You know what I mean? Like, are you picking up what I'm putting down? Where it's like
Yeah.
Adam Sandler had his funny movie Dynasty, and then that kind of tailed off, and he
Yeah,
did a
the
couple.
the the dumb fun don't think, just watch movies.
Yeah,
Like
that
your
Will Ferrell
brain's not
picked it up.
processing when you're watching Billy Madison or something. You're just like
Yeah, you're not
enjoying it.
thinking when you watch those movies. Those aren't movies that sit down and make you really introspective about life. Those are just movies that you just turn on and have a good laugh. And
Nobody looks at
well,
Steve Buscemi putting on lipstick and just laying back, crossing out a hit list, and just having deep thoughts about it. You're just like, that's hilarious.
right? Or just that whole speech at the end of it where In no way, shape, or form did that have anything to do with the original point. And he goes on this another fucking couple of 2, 3 insults, and he goes, "You are awarded no points, and may God have mercy on your soul." Like that was one.
All of us are dumber for having listened to what you have just said.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite, I guess,
But yeah,
movie.
he definitely. I'd say he picked up the reins, like stuff like Anchorman and like Talladega Nights, Step Brothers. You just go watch that in theaters and laugh with your boys.
Right? So who do you think picked up the reins after Will Ferrell?
Damn,
Because
that's a hard one.
I want to say Kevin Hart tried to do it because he put out a few don't
He
think just got
tried,
Naomi
and I'd
movies,
say for not to be that guy, but for quote unquote mainstream, I'd say definitely Kevin Hart.
right? Like I feel like
For
that
that
he
kind of
followed
like
along,
dumb fun though, for a while until he dropped the ball, I'd also say Justin Roiland. Because like early seasons of Rick and Morty, it was just like turn off your
Oh,
brain, have
now we're
fun.
talking about TV. I was
Yeah,
going
but
more of a okay,
I
I
just
can see
meant
that.
general feel, like people who were just making dumb fun.
Right. And then
But
somehow Judd Apatow with his fucking movies kind of had a main like a steady progression through each one of the phases where he always put out one or two films during those reigns, I will call it, and to where like there was like solid hit pieces. So,
yeah, I can't think of anyone that would be like, aside from Kevin Hart, be like the modern Will Ferrell, quote unquote.
right? There's
I mean, you could lump The
what's
Rock in with him because they're basically in everything together.
yeah, now they're buddies. Um they did, yeah, and even I know even Kevin Hart actually got Will Ferrell for a couple of films too. So I
Yep.
mean, like that's that. But anyhow, we totally sidetracked from the impersonation thing because we are boring ass people who don't have really good impersonations. Sorry, folks. Hey, folks, that's why you got to write in so we can have better ones to do for the future reference. And so now I guess Cetty's not going to be hopping on with us because he's still busy. But we'll just finish it off now. Like we talk about philosophy in this last segment, and we didn't get to that part last time because we all want to take Mabel out. But I feel like we could definitely nail it this time around. So philosophy. We do this segment to like kind of like wrap up everything that we've been talking about for the whole podcast, and we hit a lot of topics. You know, we did talk about fighting, talk about this, that. So, like, I guess what would be your, I guess, in closing, what would be your philosophy to impart to the folks out there, brother? From especially because there's two of us that we've known each other for so goddamn long. I already know we are pretty good with going back and forth with our own philosophies. Like we're pretty similar in that regard to our viewpoints. But like, but anything that you might want to be able to get out there to talk to the folks and let them know about, we could rip off of that for a little bit.
Um, I'd say find something you like, pick something you really enjoy, and pour yourself into it until it's boring. And then when it's boring, keep going. Just keep pouring yourself into this one thing despite your apprehension about it, despite what people might say about it. You know, so long as that thing is legal.
Right? Yeah. That's definitely that's a good way to preface it. Like,
Don't be like I could be the best bank robber on the
right?
planet.
Like, I think you know what I want to be drug kingpin. Like,
Yeah,
nah, maybe
but
not. You know, let's
if
keep
you're
it
if you're passionate
beneficial
about
to
something,
society.
keep doing it until it's boring. And when it's boring, keep doing it because you like it. And if you hit that state of boring and you keep doing that thing, I feel like that's one thing. That's one of the purposes for you being around. If you find something and like you could do it every day to the point where it's like you don't even think, you're just doing whatever you're doing. There's a reason you're doing that. That's part of your life. It's supposed to be part of your life. So keep doing it, keep refining it, and find out why it means so much to you. And
Yeah,
hey, maybe even spread the word of it. That's what I
that's
do with Muay Thai. I fucking love Muay Thai. I watch fights every fucking day. I'm there 6 days a week. I teach, I train. At this point, I should hate it, but I hit that point. I hit that point where I was just like, why am I even doing Muay Thai? This is boring. I'm doing the same thing every day. And then I went a week without it. And that week was the longest week of my entire life. Every day I was miserable. I just felt shitty. I felt off. And that first day back in the gym, I was like, fuck, this is why I do it. Like, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good to train. It makes me feel good to teach people, to see them grow, to see myself grow. So
I
yeah,
know, I
just
get it.
pick
It's kind of
something and
like when
keep
you're
going.
sick. You know, you get that thing when like you're sick and like the first day, you're like, okay, it's a nice. I get to have like this. It's not nice because you're sick, but
It's like
like
I got the
you're
house to myself. I don't
yeah,
have
it's like okay,
responsibility.
I could just chill and it's fine. But then after the first day though, I start losing my mind.
Yeah, like I
Like
gotta
it's
go fucking do something.
right. Like I just feel like I like even though I hate work sometimes, like just the fact that I'm going out there, I'm being productive, I'm making someone's day. I'm doing something that's good. I need that. Like I can only be a hermit for so fucking goddamn long
You know what? I'm gonna
before I start going
piggyback
stir
that
crazy.
too. What you said there, that do something for someone. Fucking try to. Like at least
Yeah,
once
folks.
daily. Do something. I don't care if it's just holding a door open. Like this place sucks. Everything kind of sucks. Just be a good person. Try to make
Right?
someone's day.
Because we only got each other, folks. So like, because I try to preach all the time about how like at the powers that be, all that bullshit. Like, yeah, no, you go out there, vote the way you think is gonna actually change stuff.
Complete
Hopefully it
anarchy.
does.
Grab your rifles. We meet.
No,
We meet under the bridge at dawn.
no, vote how you want to
Six
vote
separate
to,
tyrannies.
do all that shit. But when it comes down to it, they don't give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? Like, and at the end of the day, if you really got to go out of your way to fucking like, what's it calls it? Like, you got to break a couple rules to make someone's day. Fucking do it. Like, they're
Yeah.
not gonna stop. Like,
Or
what I mean?
just
Just don't be fucking crazy about it. Like the illegal bullshit that I've done over the years. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Or like I said, just do something simple, like even just holding a door. I held the door open for a little old lady the other day, and she was so fucking nice. She walked by. She was like, "Your mother raised you right," and I was like, "Oh, I'm just trying the best I can." She goes, "She would love to hear that," and I was like, "You know what? That made me feel good for no reason."
right? It's a
Like she
little.
went out of
Sometimes
her
you need
way to
someone
be
else.
nice, out of just a simple thing of just holding a door open. She could have just walked in, could have just said thanks, but she went out of her way to make me feel good.
I have that reaction too, and it's like kind of inverse, where it's like if someone that I know and love, like you or like Goose or like people that care about me, that they or my parents even, like it's just people that are in those positions like of family to me. Like I will always like not take their good praise that seriously because I'm like, oh well, they're kind of like obligated to. Versus like if I see a complete stranger on the street and I help them do something, and then they have something nice to say about me, that it kind of means more. I don't know if that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
they don't know you, so they don't know like your character. It's not like, oh, I know Corey. He's always gonna hold that door open for someone, or he's always gonna go, do X, Y, and Z. They have no idea. So like when you do something nice for them, they're genuinely like, oh shit, that's a good person, or like that was a
Right?
nice act.
Right, and it's that simple, folks. Like I've been saying before, like those lawmakers, the fucking legislators, the fucking politicians, the lobbyists, all the bullshit. They don't give a shit about what we do. They're only trying to look about their own interests. So do what we got to do for each other. Help people out. Fucking
Join
just
your local Muay Thai gym.
we're all we got. Yeah, join your local multi gym. Fucking go take a fucking class to for to try to benefit. I took a fucking paramedic class or EMT class. Didn't go over very long because I had a lot of bullshit. But just fucking just try to be a benefit to society because holy shit, like we're gonna need it sooner or later because this isn't the way that things are going now, folks. I hate to be a prophet of doom online like everyone else is, but I don't know, man. Like I just feel like when it comes down to it, winter is coming, and we need to make sure that we take care of each other.
Hey
And
man,
that's
you can find me in the apocalyptic pit fight ring. I'll be there, just doing
like I
my
said,
thing.
I think we're at that point where it's not gonna when the collapse happens. I don't think it's gonna happen the way that fucking we see it in all the movies. It's gonna be like we're still gonna have to go to work, and that's what I mean. Like
Well,
we're
that'll be my job.
right.
Professional
But I
wasteland
think
pit
that
fighter.
I think we're already hit it at some point. You know what I mean? Like we just but too big to fail as a country, as a society. We're just so
It was when
ingrained,
Harambe went,
intertwined,
man.
and that could have been it. It could
Harambe
have.
did it.
It totally could have happened,
Harambe was actually like a god made flesh, and we took him out.
and that brought about the end times after that. And we've been trying to struggle for it ever since. But like I said, we gotta worry about each other, folks. Like I took out. I hate to keep boasting about this, but like, take out your community, that you got.
Well,
Like,
don't take out your community, please.
not yeah, no, I took them out to dinner. You know what I mean? Do nice
Please don't
things like
take
that,
out your community, people.
right? Yeah, Jesus Christ, that's
He
gonna be
told us
used.
to take out the
Yeah, I was
community.
gonna say that's gonna be used in a wrong fucking way. Oh God, no, take them out to dinner. Do something nice. Help them out when, like, when you're this winter, when you're shoveling your sidewalk, fucking go help out, shovel the whole thing. Get your neighbors once while you're at it. Just do something to let people know that there is some goodness in the world. Because you know what, I was in this dark fucking spot where I didn't think there were any, but there are a lot of people out there
Yeah,
that
and I mean,
are
I
like
know,
that,
I know
that are
myself
good folks.
personally that I deal with a bunch of shit daily, like everyone does, and I'm very much one of those people that's like, yeah, bottle it up, bottle it up, bottle it up. We'll let it out eventually, and then the smallest thing could happen, and you don't know that so I drop my shoe, I drop a glass I was holding. That could be the fucking day I snap. But someone says something nice to me that day, that gives me a whole reason to be like, all right, settle down, calm down. There's no reason to be this upset. There's other good things happening. It's not just the bad shit.
Right? And even so, like, I forgot to even start off with a quote, but there's me, I'm a fucking Tolkien file, but
I
the
have one.
whole. Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
It's a poem by a Spanish bullfighter, and it goes, bullfight critics, ranked in rows, crowd the enormous plaza full, but only one is there who knows, and he's the man that fights the bull. And I
Oh,
carry that written down in my wallet, and I carry it everywhere, and it's a dual meaning thing. It's very much the practical meaning for me of I'm a guy in a ring. Nobody knows what I'm going through while I'm in there. But the other moment the other reasoning is why I carry it is God, ADHD hit hard right there. Instead of just being that guy in the ring, like you don't know what people are going through in general. Like everyone's in their own fight. So like be wary of that almost.
yeah, that's fucking awesome, bro. I didn't
Yeah, I
even know
carry
that you
this in my
carried that
wallet
quote around with you.
every single day. It's a JFK carried it in his wallet all the time too.
Huh?
I'm also a big supporter of JFK, but it was a Spanish poem. I can't remember who wrote it, but a matador wrote it.
That's fucking
But
dope.
I think it has the dual purpose of like the person in the ring, the matador, what have you. They're the only one that knows what they're feeling, and you yourself are the only person that knows what you're feeling, knows what whatever you're battling, fighting, what have you. Whether it be depression, anxiety, life itself.
Yeah, that I could have used that fucking when I was going through my shit. Holy Jesus. Yeah, no, because I would get so fucking pissed off at at my mother, or just other people, my parental type figures in my life, or just some people like in administration at work, where it's like, how come, like, I feel like growing up, at least, like, all these adults, I'm going to use air quotes here, people can't see this, but all these adults, they knew what they were doing, and they just chose to do their other thing. And so that would piss me off to no end. But
Turns out no one knows what
no,
the
no
fuck they're
one knows what
doing.
they're doing. Yeah, no one does, folks. Like, we're all just trying to figure this shit out for ourselves.
I say this
And
often, and I mean it with all of my heart, mind, and soul. Every once in a while, go outside at night and just look up and just realize that you are on a fucking rock that is flying through space at incomprehensible speeds around a fucking sun.
that's
Like,
so fucking hot, we can't even comprehend the heat of it as
it's
well.
so far away, but we have to wear sunscreen. Like, just go out there, stare at the sky for a minute, and just realize that we're really small things, and the things that bother us aren't that big of a deal. They are, obviously, but in the grand scheme of things,
It ain't
you'll
that bad,
it keeps going. This rock's gonna
right?
keep going when we're all on it. It's gonna keep going when we're all off it. So you
Yeah,
gotta you
so,
gotta have the mentality of that rock once in a while.
right? And just fucking just withstand the fucking punishment.
Because
For fuck's sakes.
I don't think people really realize that is a fucking miracle that we're just here every day.
Yeah, that I used to get so pissed off. It was like, oh, you gotta be grateful. You gotta be grateful because blah blah blah. But it's like I've ever have a day where you wake up and you slept wrong, like fuck, and the whole day you're just fucking you can't move, right?
Yep.
Like I fuck just that little thing taught me like, yeah, no, me waking up the same way, being able to walk and talk and move and breathe and all this shit, that shit ain't guaranteed, folks. Like, so that whole thing about gratitude, like, it's fucking real. I was some pissed off fucking person before that would think, what do I gotta be grateful for? The world's fucking the world's on fire, blah, 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 this, that, all this bullshit. But I'm just like, you know what? I woke up today. And that's something that John was, before he passed, John was always like, his perfect day. He's like, I woke up today. I got a kiss from the dog. Everything was good. I got to see you guys, and I just never. I was like, bro, you're dying. Like, you're literally fucking dying. How are you so like? And like you said, like he was grateful to still have that one day. And I think we all got to, we all could take a lesson for that. We don't got to be dying of fucking cancer to have that thing of, yeah, no, like, I'm grateful that I'm here and able to be sitting here. Like, this podcast fucking last week, we couldn't even get this fucking shit to work. So I got to be grateful that it works today. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, literally, not even the website would work. We had nothing.
right? And it just did not go well on all metrics. But I mean, like, that gave me the appreciation for today.
And that big spinny rock was telling us, maybe today's not the day.
Yeah, today's the Baldur's Gate day. You know what I mean? Like, that's how that one went. But yeah, no, like, I just, life's crazy sometimes, folks. The world,
every day.
The world ain't as the world ain't. Or your world, I should say, ain't as crazy important and fucking all life as you might think it is. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna wake up tomorrow, like, your shit, it's gonna keep on mixing in with everyone else's fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like, and we're all in it together, and we just gotta be nice to each other. Like, a lot of fucking bullshit, happy fucking Mr. Rogers type lessons here.
Yeah,
But
and
I
like,
mean,
don't get me wrong, I'm not preaching some hippy dippy, be nice all the time. Let's live in a combine and sing kumbaya to each other. Like, don't get that close to me, but I'll be cool to you. Just be cool to
right?
people.
No, I still carry, even though I have. I mean, I still like. I know there are people who are vehemently against these ideas that I fucking preach.
Just try to be cool.
Right.
That's
Like,
all.
that's all.
You don't have to be anything
costs,
crazy.
It costs nothing to be a decent person. You know what I mean? Besides maybe a little bit of your pride, I guess. You know what I mean? But like, it literally costs nothing to just look at a situation.
2022. We all have far too much of that anyway.
Right? And we're all broke as it is, and so really just fuck it, right? Like, at this point, like, we're all broke. We might as well just spend it all on being decent to each other. Like, for fuck's sakes.
Or we spend all that money on some rifles and we meet under the bridge.
Oh shit, Raph, speaking of, I gotta, geez, thank you for being a good guest and reminding me of all the shit that I have to do. Because I gotta do this week's, we're gonna talk about our giveaway. Let's see here. Wouldn't it be funny if you won it? They'd be like, it's fucking rigged! Let me get the list up. I got the list. Let me put in, I got some more numbers to put up on here too. I'm so happy about that.
It's one free ticket to a derelict theme park.
Right. All right. We have number 25 today is our number. So let's look at the notes. Come on, notes. Fucking hell, technology. I was just trying to talk about how this is good. All right, 25 is... Holy shit! Okay. Congratulations, Sach. You are she's our editor. So she won this week. So holy
hell
shit.
Yeah.
We'll get in contact with you, lady, and we'll see what kind of since I know how to reach you and I know you're gonna respond to me, we'll see what kind of shit we could get for you. Or if you want to pay it forward and give it to one of your friends, you could do that too. But holy shit, that's funny. Good job, Saj.
The game is rigged. It's been rigged since the start.
I'm telling you guys, like, it's really not. You gotta please believe me. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, no, and what's it called? Last week's winner, she messaged me too. She got her $10 Starbucks card.
Very nice.
And we're still looking for Cecil Varlick and James Marr. Those two are still MIA. We still got to give them their shit.
Come on down, get your shit.
Right? Come on down. But all right, you got anything last before we cut her off right here? And let's see. Do I want to rep out the what's it called? The GoFundMe and the shit one last time for the folks?
Oh, good lord! I have to look at that link again.
Or not? Well, just look.
Yeah, I'll just send you the link.
Oh
yeah, okay. It's Mike Alves MMA on Twitter, Instagram, everything.
There you go. And they'll
MikeALV as in Victor, ESMMA.
and we will
Look
get
me
the
up,
link up
follow
and
your
running,
boy's journey.
and we will support you, and we will keep. And you're welcome to come on anytime now that this shit works. You know what I
Hell
mean? Like,
yeah.
and you got to drag your ass over here at some point before you leave, and we got to get some more Baldur's Gate in.
Oh, for sure.
So for sure. But that concludes this week, folks. And you still got time for you to take care of your shit before you got to go. So
Why, yes, I
we
do.
love you guys. Thank you again for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for listening, guys.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.
Hey guys, this is like a little extra part for episode 10.
Yo, gamers versus the system.
We're back. We just wanted to, Cetty was busy when we recorded with Mike, but we just wanted to kind of come back and give you guys like a little shout out, like thank you for sticking with us for 10 episodes and shit. So we're going to do a little bonus feature here where I'm just going to tack this on at the end of the episode. We're going to just do like a roll or two and just shoot the shit for a little bit. And Cetty, how's about you let us know what you experienced this last week? Because you are going through it, brother.
Am I? Just all the busyness with all the showcases and stuff like that. I mean, just trying to get out there and trying to find people who want to help me build this shit up. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but I gotta stick with it. All these meetings, all this struggle is going to pay off at some point, so I'm gonna just keep at it. No giving up, giving up on giving up. Let's see what comes out of it.
I like it, and we're gonna get through it together. Because that's
For
all we
sure.
got. We got each other, man. We're gonna do it. And what anything you've been watching lately, or have you just been really just busy, kind of? Because I know you want to do like the media digest stuff.
All right. Damn. I think I actually did finish a couple of shows. Hold on, let me pull out my little show tracker where I put all my shows that I finished. I just finished a couple of shows that were just absolutely horrible.
Oh,
Of
yeah?
course, it's anime, so don't don't expect any better from me. Okay, like you already know. There's one called Parallel World Pharmacy, or Pharmacy in Another World, where some dude gets reincarnated as the god of medicine, and he's also a pharmacist who I guess died or something. So yeah, he's all about medicine and helping people, and it's a cute little show. I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I don't know. It's not for everybody. I mean, it wasn't that great, but I finished it, so I felt proud.
Hey, well, that's something.
Yeah. And of course, trying to keep up with House of Dragons, but we gotta wait for that shit.
Is that like I think Game of Thrones used to be on Sundays, right? So is this also on Sundays?
That's a great question. I don't even know. Like, I watch it on HBO Max, so I just catch it whenever it comes out. I'll check it periodically to see, like, oh, there it is. It's a new one. Hey, and then I'll, pop some popcorn or pour a drink and chillax.
Jesus,
Yeah.
I just feel like I just dated myself, like waiting for when the episode drops, all that shit like that. Like what the premiere dates are. Going back to the old days.
The old days.
When I was your age, we went to the Blockbuster. We had a grand old time.
Yeah, but that's what I've been doing as far as shows go. I think I finished another one too, but it was so shitty I don't even want to mention it. Like, I don't want people to know how addicted to anime I am, so we're just gonna leave that one off the table.
Okay, we won't. We'll just gloss over that one. I'm sure if they message us for the details, we'll give them the details. But
Sure.
I don't know. But anywho, we want to congratulate Sachi again. Like, thank you, girl, for
Sachi
doing all of our fucking bullshit, and then you also get to win something for once. So this is awesome for you. Thank you very much. And so yeah, let's get to a roll. What do you say?
Yeah, I don't have the list pulled up here. Do you?
It's all right. I have the list pulled up. Look at me, prepared for once. Right. Ooh, 17. Oh, this is awesome. All right, so actually, Mike came up with this. What was it? Mike and I were talking last week or a couple days ago, and we this was one that he came up with. Like, what RPG element would you like in real life?
What RPG element? I
Yeah, like if you're
mean,
going through like the game space, and if you could like just pick one like little element type deal to how your what's it calls it your the world that you live in would be in, like what would it be?
RPG element. I mean, I guess I would have to go with Holy. I mean, Holy is the one where you get to heal people and any kind of white magic or healing. I've always been partial to healing. I like being a healer, so my element would be Holy for sure.
Okay. Well, there's the
Yeah,
thing. Well, I didn't mean element as in like like that sort of thing, but okay, the healing aspect. You want to be able to lay hands and be able to just fucking heal major, minor wounds and shit. That's pretty
for
cool.
sure. That's always what I do. If I play an RPG, I try to play healer. If it's a multiplayer game, I try to play healer. Like Plants vs Zombies, my favorite character is a little flower that heals people. Always, I don't know what it is. I just like healing.
Okay. Let's see. If I let's think of something. Maybe I would actually like to have like a character progression sheet. Like if I could actually have like a concrete like list of like, all right, these are my skills. This is what I'm leveling up in this. You know what I mean? Like my experience. Like I wish I could have sort of like a little way to keep tabs and all that shit. But like I don't. Maybe there is like a kind of thing that's like in reality that you can kind of
So
like
what, you
keep
just
track
want
of.
the ability to level up? I mean, is that what you're trying to say?
No, I want to be able to see
See your
how.
own stats?
Yeah, I want to be able to check my stats, see how I'm doing, like see where I need to improve, see okay what's going on there. It would be good. It'd be more instead of having to rely on some people be like, yo, you're like you suck, or or like hey, like you're really great. Like I want to have like a legit like let me see my progress tracker. Let me see
Mm,
my character sheet. Let me see where my XP's at. Let me see what skills I bought along the way. You know what I mean? Skills I don't even know
right.
that I fucking like I had like oh when did I have this as a skill? You know what I mean? Like that'd be something where like I don't know. There's shit that I have no idea if I'm good at or not. Like I might be good at it. I forget. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, just
Mm.
I guess something like that maybe. Yeah, just a little
A way to track your progress would be helpful.
right. I feel like that'd be really good for people who are like building stuff, like making like you. That'd be really good to see. Like, all right, where is this actually leading towards? Is this actually the right thing that I'm doing right now, or is this gonna set me back a bit? Like, who knows?
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunately, you never know. So yeah,
right.
you're right. It would be helpful.
I could have been cheap and said respawn, but I mean, like, yeah, no, that's
Just the ability to come back to life. Fuck it.
it's just a bad idea.
I'm
That's
immortal now.
you don't want me respawning. That's not
I
gonna.
want immortality. Just straight up the cheapest, most cheatest thing.
You want to be like the Vision, just walk through fucking
Right.
army of people, just getting your fucking shit lit the fuck up and replace your body kit, like.
Right. That'd be wild. I
Right?
don't
Yeah.
know. I guess I picked a humble one. I wasn't really thinking like too big. I just want to be able to heal people and myself. Resurrect
No, that's good.
motherfuckers. White
Well,
magic.
now we're talking. Now we're talking about you will be able to bring people back. Like, oh shit, you're down.
Yeah.
So people at that point, people will have multiple lives. They're just
Truly.
you'll be like that old mystic, or what's it, like a shaman figure.
Mm-hmm. Just straight
Which
up
man,
Gandalf the fucking White.
I really fucking wish you kept going through leftovers because that's like a whole big thing towards like the second like the latter half of the second season, shit like that. But that's what that's all we're done with. I keep bringing up that fucking show, but it just
I don't
means
know.
so
It's like
much
your
money.
favorite show, bro. It's all
It
good.
is. It's one of my favorite ones up there. Besides that, like a lot of HBO shit is like really good for me. Like that True Detective that I just finished up. Um, like Band of Brothers was really great when it first came out. That type, just like I just HBO was the shit when it came to television back in the day. Like, I haven't watched anything they have now, but I mean, like, I don't know. Like, is that me getting older, or is that like I saw a video on YouTube that was like, is gaming dying, or are we getting older, or something to like that extent?
Gaming is dying. It's not our fault. It's their fault. Everyone would happily play games if there were good games to play, but they don't. They don't do that anymore. They fucked up the game. They fucked up the whole industry. They sucked out all the creativity, and I mean, just look what happened to Rockstar, my dude. It's as simple as that. They fucked it up.
Well, now you're
It
starting to
wasn't
sound
us.
like me. Jesus Christ.
No, I mean, it's the truth, man. Like, why even sugarcoat it? Like, they decided that money was more important than artistic expression, and they brought it down to this level. They made the games easier. They made the games like sequel after sequel, and they focus more on, you know, just making digital items than actually making games. Like, everybody wants to crib the Fortnite model of digital items and digital currency, and make your money that way. Just milk something until it just runs into the fucking ground.
We'll stop beating that horse when it stops spitting out money.
Exactly, and it never will, because where else are you gonna go? Like, that's the sad part. Like, where else are you gonna go?
Tabletop gaming. I mean, like, fucking D&D is awesome, but I mean, there are people who don't want to do like yourself. You're not that type of person, which is okay.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's different, man. Like, some people can get
Yeah, that's what I'm
into it.
saying. It's okay. That's fine. You don't have to. But I mean, there's that, and then I mean, to be somewhat fair, I do think it is maybe a little bit of both. I think I didn't finish the video, so then I'll have to go back and actually see what he says on it. But I do think it's a little bit of both. I think it's the industry that they just sold their soul for money, and I think it's partly and two, us getting older, where it's we have we have less time, as you know, these days. Like, you're scrambling for free time, so you just, like you just said, like, after we get off this, you're just gonna play Division, and it's like, because you were swamped for God knows how long. So it's like,
But here's the
you know,
thing: you can make time for what's important to you. It's just that no game is rising to the level of that importance anymore. Because, I mean, why would you waste time? I mean, what would you invest time into right now that would give you that kind of sense of reward and satisfaction? Like, ain't shit out there. I'm not one of these sweaty COD guys, so I don't care about Warzone. I'm not really impressed by Apex Legends. Like, I don't know.
you're not the battle royale type guy. Like, Fortnite's not
No.
gonna do your thing.
So it's just like, what is out there? Like, yeah, you could sink time into a single player experience, but it's like, I enjoy the multiplayer aspect now. I like playing with my friends, and that's what I'm looking for. They're not making the shit that I'm looking for, so why the fuck should I sit and why am I gonna keep coming back to something that's not scratching that itch, fulfilling that need? It's like, no. So I don't know. I think people would play if there was just shit out there for them to play. And look, I'm not saying there's nothing to play. There's some indie games that are out there, and there are a few good titles still out there, but I don't know, man. I mean, Jesus Christ, I have an Xbox. Like, I have the Series X, the 4K goodness. I have, like, I have the shit. I haven't touched it. To play what? To play what?
Well, since you love Skyrim, you could play Skyrim with all the good mods. You got all the good mods there, bro. You can fall out with all the decent mods instead of having to deal with PlayStation's bullshit. So I mean, like, that's, I guess, one way to look at it, positive light.
Uh, mm, yeah, I've run that into the
But
ground, my
that,
dude. Like,
but that wouldn't force you to buy Skyrim for the 27th million
right.
time.
It's like, holy crap, my dude. Like, I don't know. That's okay. I'm gonna fix this problem. I'm working diligently to give us all something we can sink our teeth into and be proud of again. I want to bring back that gamer pride. That's what I'm working on right now.
Okay. So yeah, no, there's a good point to that, where it's like if they actually put out something maybe. But here's the thing, like and that's me thinking like right now, since there is nothing really out there for me to like fall in love with like I did. Like, Elden Ring was great when it happened, and then but I didn't. I don't know. It's like it was a really good game, and I learned a lot of stuff from it. And I fucking talked about, hyped it up last episode, but I still quit playing it after a
Mm-hmm.
while. You know what I mean? Like, is that a fault of the game, or is that a fault of me then?
It's
Like,
definitely a fault of the game. Like, and then look, yeah, everybody has their own preferences, but if you make a game that's playable, people will play it. I mean, I think that's as far as it goes. Like, yeah, you can't win everyone over with every game. So yeah, maybe there's some personal preference there, but believe me, if they made a game that you wanted to play, you would fucking play it. Like, you wouldn't stop. You would keep going. Like, trust me. I mean, I know you would. As
I mean,
much.
I hope I hope there's a game that's in the works, or something that's like the new crystal meth crack epidemic type shit, where like it just grabs a hold of me and I spend every last dime on it. Like, I just need to get that little last bit of fucking whatever. What's it? Not serotonin.
I think it is serotonin. Dopamine. There
Oh,
you go.
okay, yeah. Yeah, no, that little last bit of dopamine, just fucking squeeze it out until it fucking I overdose on it and I just fucking die in front of my fucking system. Hopefully that's the thing that's gonna come up with. But man, I don't know.
We're
Did
gonna
I
have
get
to do it
over it? Is it?
ourselves, bro. Like, we're gonna have to make it ourselves. That's why I'm
Yeah, because
working
this
so
shit's weak,
hard.
I guess. Because I'm not feeling it, man. I really do. Like, I'll hop online now and I'll play a couple of minutes of something, or maybe like an hour or two or something. I'm like, man, I could do other shit. Not to say that it's not it's there's people out that, I mean, because I remember, folks, I remember hopping on when I would get out of work at 5 o'clock, and I'd be playing till like 2 o'clock in the morning with you guys. Like, it
Mm-hmm.
would be,
It was
but we
wild.
always we had the community, but like I don't know if I could recreate that, man.
Yeah, well, nostalgia is one thing, but new experiences can take you there too. We just have to find something that's worth doing. That's all.
I guess, but until I have that game in front of me that literally like rips me from my friends and family and makes it to where like I'm like no longer, like I've turned into Gollum essentially for the video game. Uh, when that game comes out there, then maybe I'll change my opinion. But I think it might be partially me. It might be I'm kind of done with it for the most part.
Maybe. I
But
mean,
done in
maybe.
the
Hey,
sense of like, what's it
like
called?
I said, people's
Just
tastes change.
especially because if I'm gonna be starting to go out and compete and doing stuff like that, like I don't think I'm gonna have the time for it. Like I will have the time to 1 or 2 days a week, be able to hop on and play something. But now I'm watching more Bob Ross than than I'm playing,
Jesus,
unfortunately.
that's funny.
Well, Mabel likes it, so it's on in the background sometimes. I'm cooking, I'm doing other shit, having to clean up and stuff. Like, it's a busy world.
Sure. I mean, yeah, as you get older, obviously you're gonna get busier, but bro, if something is good, you will come back to it. Like, it's just that there's nothing good right now. I mean, that's how I feel. I feel like there isn't really shit out there. Like I said, I bought the fucking system. I'm waiting. I'm looking. I'm looking around like, where's the shit? Where is it? How can you elevate this experience? I don't want to keep playing through the same bullshit. Like, you gotta give us something else here. Like, where's the creativity? Where's the nuance? Where are the stories? Where's the goodness? Where the fuck is it gone? Like, it's still there. We know it's possible. We've played these things before. Like, they just gotta get on their shit. Stop dicking around. But you know what? I hope they just rest on their laurels, because it's gonna give me an opportunity to do something. That's how I feel about it.
As much as we're like, fucking get better, but also not right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's like,
get
yeah.
better once we shake the shit up a bit.
They'll have to at that point.
Yeah, then we'll see what happens. It's like, I feel like there's definitely just looking throughout history too, like, it's this. I can't say that video games, that whole industry, that whole world is outside the realm of like trends that go on historically throughout the centuries. Things, there's an ebb and flow of everything. Like where things are just like really fast paced. Like, because we had that time where everything was just improving and just a leap ahead of what came out before, and this and that, and then there's you got that times where everyone's kind of just like resting up and figuring stuff out and seeing what they want to do, and like I said, there's the ebbs and flows. I feel like we might be at that bottom part right now, where hopefully
Oh,
pretty
for
soon,
sure.
we'll shoot up. But like I said, because
There's not a doubt.
I have no desire to get a PS5 right now. Like, I know friends might have got it. I'm like, that's awesome. Like, but I wasn't like, when my friends got the PS4, I was kind of like, oh, let me go out and get, I just fucking rushed out to go get one. But now it's like, hey, like, and I have the money for it, and it's like, hey, you got a PS5 now, and I'm just like, I don't like, that's good for you. I don't want one. Like,
There's
this
no
is fine
reason
for
to
me.
get one. Like, I don't know. They have to give you a reason. Like, you shouldn't feel any type of way about it. Like, if they haven't given you a reason to buy one, why would you buy one? Like, they haven't given me a reason to buy one either. What the fuck?
Right. But then again, like, do you think the console wars thing, like Xbox won this one, or you think, like, how do you think? Because PS4, I think, won the last one.
Really,
If we're
console
gonna
wars?
do,
I don't even know, bro. Like, I don't. I just got the Xbox because I wanted to play Elder Scrolls, and they bought Bethesda. Microsoft bought Bethesda, and I was just like, well, guess I want to play Starfield and I want to play Elder Scrolls, so I guess I'm buying a fucking Xbox. It's as simple as that. So they gave me a reason. See, like, they gave me a reason to buy the shit. Now, unfortunately, that game probably won't come out for like 6 years or something
it'll yeah, it won't be for this generation. It'll be for next generation.
Jesus, they better not fucking pull that shit, dude. I swear to God. I will. Look, I'm not going to make any death threats over the internet, okay? Violence is bad, kids, but Todd Howard, I swear to Christ, do not fuck this up, okay? Don't do it, bro. Don't don't try to pull a Destiny on us where you're like, "Oh, this is the game." But the real game is coming out. No, fuck that. Don't even play. It's not even funny.
And then it's also like, hey, we have a roadmap. This is what it's gonna look like, in 10
Jesus.
years.
Please, please, please.
I mean, do you have a like what's it called? Like, I mean, you've been looking into this stuff. You've been looking at the trends. You've been doing all this research for getting your project ready. Like, do you see like do you see a point where it will eventually like blow up? And I'm not to like just make it to where like, oh, when my game comes out, that's when everything's gonna. But like, do you like let's just take your game out of it for right now. Like, do
Mm-hmm.
you see though, studying all the trends, looking at what you've been studying and what you've been trying to piece together for this, because you got a lot of presentations that you've been doing, and a lot of people have been asking questions and this and that. So like, have you like maybe seen where this is gonna go, or like could like predict it, like, to the best of your abilities, not 100% accurate, like,
The entire industry, or like just this generation, or as far as like the next big game coming down the line is gonna go? Like, what is the
just
scope?
like the overall direction of like where is it? Are we gonna see more people like killing the industry? Where like, is that more of a realistic future where they completely run it to where it's completely morally bankrupt and ideologically bankrupt, and there's just fucking just completely just shills out for cash? Or is it gonna come to a point where there's a hard fucking stop, where they're just like, wait, like there's one developer, other than you, that's just like, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to actually put out something, and then it's going to, change. Like, what do you think realistically?
I mean, I know you say take me out of it, but if you take me out of it, I think everyone's kind of just going along to get along, because if you look at Epic, the Epic Game Store, and the way that they're trying to like suck in indie titles and put them on their platform so that they don't have freedom to like branch out and kind of go where they want to go and need to go to get big. they get sucked onto their platform, and if they get too big, of course, what's going to happen? Epic is just going to buy them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going in a good direction. I'm gonna just say that. Like, you say, when it explodes. No, the question is, when will it implode? Like, they're not making good moves for the consumer. That's why it's the way it is right now. Like, people feel like they're getting ripped off. They don't feel like they're having fun. They don't feel like they're being really, there's too many like patronizing fucking moves being made. They're pandering to the wrong people. They're just doing weird shit right now, and it's like, get what happened? Like, please try harder. Like, they're just making a lot of weird ass fucking moves right now, and yeah, I really do think, like I said, I bought an Xbox because I'm hoping that Microsoft and Bethesda will do something big and smart. And didn't Microsoft buy fucking Activision Blizzard too?
I wouldn't doubt it. I know,
I
like,
think they did.
I know Microsoft really stepped their fucking shit
Yeah,
up
their
when.
acquisitions. They're like, we're buying everything good. Fuck you. Like, and it makes sense
Yeah,
because Epic
with all
is.
the exclusives that came out for PS4, like,
Well, yeah, you can't really
they were
blame them there.
not. Yeah, they weren't able to compete, so they were like, we gotta fix something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm talking about, though.
So
The competition was a good thing. It made them expand. So, like, so you're saying, even regardless of all that progress that was made in terms of like what Microsoft learned, they're still gonna figure out a way to fucking run into the ground.
yeah, because they only care about the money. Like, they just care about winning. They don't care about doing better. They just care about the win. Like, they care about checking boxes. They're not trying to bring more people on board. They want the numbers. They don't care about the cultural impact or, the artistic influence. They don't care about the soul of, like, you know, they don't care about cultivating a gamer community. They only care about how many subscribers, how many recurring revenue, monthly, yearly. Like, they just, they only care about that kind of shit, and it shows. And like I said, people feel like they're getting ripped off. They're buying these games that are like hollow shells, and they get fixed like 2 years later. But by then, it's like, Jesus, like, how many more times do we have to get burned? Like, it's not good. We're not in a good place right now, unfortunately, and it is because gaming has become more of a bigger system. And yeah, these purchases, these acquisitions and mergers, it's just making it even bigger. Like, the change is going to have to come from somewhere else. Like, it's not going to come from more corporatization. It's going to have to come from the outside.
Okay.
Yeah. And it'll
So
be me.
you're taking that Tim Dillon on Joe Rogan stance, where it's like, if you think that there's gonna be any hope and they're gonna get smarter and they're gonna get more, you're fucking dumb. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're so essentially abandon all hope for the industry is what
There'll
you're trying
still
to
be
say.
good games out there. I mean, look, God of War is a great game. I'm still looking forward to Earth Defense Force 6. I want, I'll probably buy the next Gran Turismo. Like, there's still good games out there. It's just they're much fewer and further between. Like, the development cycle is longer for AAA games. It costs more to develop them. Um, it's the barrier is just getting higher and higher, and we got to figure out ways to let more people in, get more eyeballs on different kinds of games, and have that kind of creative renaissance is what we need right now, because we don't have a lot of
Right.
it,
We're in the dark ages. We're waiting for the Renaissance to hit. Right.
for
Is
sure.
what we're getting at. But like I said, that there's a ebb and flow. There's the history. I think you see it throughout. Just if you look at it enough, where it's like, yeah, there are periods where shit is bleak and shit is not good and shit fucking, but then they all think that that's like the pinnacle of how shit is, and then of course something comes along and shakes the thing up, and And we're hoping that not just you, but I'm hoping there's other folks out there, similar minds, so you could all band together and change the industry because, it's going to take more than one, I feel like.
Yes and no. I'm gonna put it like this. Me specifically, the way that I'm doing it is I'm approaching it from the currency level. So it won't matter what they do after that. Like, I know that sounds like arrogant as fuck, but because I'm approaching it from the currency angle, it's gonna force a lot of people to change. Like I'm forcing a change to happen. Like I'm pushing us over the edge. I'm cutting the parachute and teaching us how to fly. Like it's not gonna be able to remain the same. Like once you start doing these things, and yeah, I'm forcing an evolution. Like because they're not gonna do it willingly. They're just not. Why would they? They've bought everything up and down, left and right. They've got all the exits covered. Like they're not gonna change willingly because they're making all the money in the fucking world. They don't see it as wrong. They don't see it as bad because they see the numbers and they're like, hey, people still buy this shit. We're millionaires. Like, and that's really all they care
Right.
about.
What do make a game that's just like a fraction of an improvement from the last game, and which is put in as little effort as possible from the studio, and then make back, but they'll still make money off of it because people
Of
will still
course.
buy it. It is. I think that's where I kind of ended for the video that I was watching where they talked about that stuff before I started doing something else. But
Uh,
where it's like,
they
yeah,
weren't
they'll
wrong.
put out, yeah, they'll put out, they described it to like how we have like the iPhone, the newest iPhone. It's like it's literally a different looking phone, but it's the same fucking phone. But people still flock out and buy that. You know what I mean? Because they always want the majority of people, the majority of buyers. Because I'm not my mindset, your mindset, our mindset isn't the one that's held by the majority of folks out there. People still, and of course too, there's young folks coming up that never experienced what we experienced. So to them, like what's going on right now, this is like their crack. You know what I mean? This is what they're spending
Uh,
all night on. This is what they're doing because
yeah, no.
this is what
Fortnite,
this is what's
bro.
going on right now. Well, Fortnite and the Call of Duty and the sports games, all this jazz. Like this is the community, the world that they're growing up in right now. And
Yeah,
so
but
we really are
remember,
kind of
like,
dating ourselves. We're like we're looking back at time. We're like, this is what it used to be when they were you doing this and that. It's like whatever, Grandpa, go to bed. Like
no, fuck that. They need to know, like, hey, there wasn't always like, what the hell's, I don't even know what the currency is called in Madden. There wasn't always Ultimate Team, guys. Like, you used to be able to just make a team however you wanted, and you didn't have to pay for it. Like, that's the lesson that we're trying to impart. I don't care if it makes me sound old. I liked it better when I didn't have to pay for my fucking team. I could just
Oh no,
build it
I mean
however I
I
wanted.
agree. I don't think that it's we should definitely try to spread the word to more and hopefully more people listening to this if they're younger folks they could kind of get the gist of guys that used to be a lot better. But I mean like I'm just saying that it's definitely dating us now. Like
I
for
don't care.
like
I'm fine being dated to a better time. Like I know, like I said, nostalgia goggles. That's a thing, but I honestly believe it was better when I wasn't having to pay for all these fucking weird things. Games were complete. They worked day one. They weren't just like skeletons. Like you could put a game in and it played start to finish. A glitch was a rare thing. It wasn't like you know. It
yeah, a
wasn't
day
like it
one
is
patch
today.
didn't exist. You
Yeah.
didn't have to pay. You didn't have to buy a game and also have the internet connection for it. You could just play it.
Uh-huh. Fuck
That
that. How
was the
about
thing.
buy a
Like
game
now,
and then buy the rest of the game? That is completely insane and new. Like Jesus Christ.
however, I will say though, like to not be so negative at this part because we're trying to be positive. Some there has in this newer generation, I will say there are certain elements that are very good. I will say that there are certain elements that are just like a godsend. In my at least from playing the old ways and looking at it now, where it's like cloud saves. Like those, like both good and bad, because when the cloud's down, you're fucked. But I mean, like for the most part, though, like being able to, okay, like I have a character, like let's say, what's it called? Before, remember we had memory cards. We had memory cards. We had
True.
the fucking the hard drives and shit like that. And you still have, you could save it on a hard drive for the most part, and have those things. But the cloud save feature, like I know there's games now where if you play on like PS4 and then you buy it on PS5, you have the same exact save file. Like it just transfers over because it's like it
Yeah,
just knows.
that's true.
So
I
I mean, like
mean,
that's awesome. That's a cool new feature and stuff. We have a lot more accessibility to people having, just more, because back in my day we had the fucking shitty Bluetooth mics. Now we have like these awesome microphones that we could talk to people and hear shit, and of course negatively say horrible, heinous things to each other, but I mean, and crystal clear 4K. But yeah, no, it's there's good and bad to see. I to say that is completely doomed unless you do something, Cetty. I feel like, I hope, maybe that is the case, but to see it like that and put all my eggs, like I'm gonna put a lot of eggs in your basket, almost all of them, but I'm holding out some sort of hope. I gotta, maybe it's
well,
foolish,
like I
maybe
said, there's
it's
still
naive,
good
maybe it's
games.
cynical,
I'm
or
saying
just
there.
developers. I'm just talking about more about like maybe there's a developer out there that might just be like, you know what, like we got to return to form. I don't know. Maybe that's
No,
just me
there,
being optimistic.
bro. There's still a few. Like, look, Seafood just came out. That was a really good game. Um, they're a small developer, Slow Clap. I know I keep kissing their ass, but those are the guys I'm looking up to right now. And there's all kinds of little indie games that come out and small studios that are just working on passion projects that people believe in and are helping them kind of you know bring something into the world that's different. I mean, but at the same time, there's also bad there too. Because if you look at like Star Citizen, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's just blatant sometimes where it's like we are trying to launder money. Like
oh man, shit, so bad, so bad. But yeah, like yeah, there's still a lot of good. I think it's just the big guys are just crushing us right now. They're holding us down, bro. Like, and we got to find a way out of this shit. And yeah, of course, killer app aside, there's got to be some other mechanism to give people back some creative power here. Yeah, of
yeah,
course.
definitely. I think a good message to spread here, I think, would be to definitely folks, like if you are passionate about something, fucking for the sake of the whole future of the gaming industry, fucking go towards that passion of like trying to figure out how to make things better, how to fucking turn this ship around. Go to, even though you may feel like you're just one person, like Cetty is not one person, like join his army, like be, maybe not join the team because you want to do something like in a different direction, but still be in that similar army. We need that whole adventuring party. You know what I mean? You need the tank, you need the healer, you need the DPS. You know what I mean? Like fucking
For sure.
come together, folks, and definitely like if even if you're working some fucking piece of shit just because you got to pay the bills type job, but you're really passionate gaming, fucking make it to where you put all your effort into that. Figure out how to make that passion become real. Figure out how to fucking, you know, work as much as you can and save up and do what you gotta do. But like every second, like you're planning to escape from fucking prison. You know what I mean? Like you're Tim Robbins in Shawshank. Time and pressures. Keep chipping away at that fucking wall and like just do it. Just fucking go out. Shia LaBeouf, just do it. Fucking please, like call to arms, baby. Like fucking come out there, show us your dicks, and fucking do what you got to do. And that's all I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that everyone just gets a little riled up and actually does some shit for once, because we can only
Yeah.
do so much. We can only do so much for us. Like I said, when I try to get people to share the podcast, it's like hopefully it hits the ears of someone that will hear a message like that and be like, okay, I'm definitely gotta get a better speech because that speech was garbage. But I mean, like, I definitely want to be able to reach somebody though that like they're right in the cusp, like there's someone that's just okay. Like I have a little bit like Jeff where he likes the art. He wants to do something like that. We're like, fuck it, bro. Like, go out there, do some work, your job that pays the money and puts the food on the table. Do that, but every spare second that you got, work towards that thing to make the industry better. Like, it's the only thing we can do, folks. And then it's not gonna just like this podcast, just like life, just like growing plants. It isn't going to be an overnight thing. You're not just going to wake up the next day after you watered a plant and it's like, oh my God, I have a bountiful harvest. It's like, you got to do that shit every day. You got to fucking figure out what you got to do. You got to actually have a plan. You got to actually, take
But
measurements of the
hold
soil.
on. Here's the thing that's going to make it worth it, though. Just make sure whatever it is that you're grinding at every day is something that you actually care about. That's what's going to really make the
Right, yeah,
difference.
that they're passionate about, that they love, that this is their thing that they love to do. And if it's video game related, 10, since this is a video game related podcast, tenfold put all the eggs in that bat. Well, except for that one egg that keeps you employed. You know what I mean? Like keep the one egg in the employment basket, and then put all your other eggs into the passion project of making the industry better.
For sure. For sure. Because if you're doing it for something that you love, it's not gonna feel like such a burden. You'll be able to see much more clearly why you're doing it. Like,
and you will be surprised, folks, like how fucking astounding you will become at something if you just keep at it. Like, I don't know, just even shit that I don't particularly like. I don't like editing this fucking podcast, but I'm getting pretty goddamn decent at it. I still got to figure out the audio parts. I'm sorry for the people who are listening in cars right now who are like listening to one part where it's like, what the fuck? They turn it up and then you laugh or I laugh. And they're like, oh my God, they fucking crash. I hope that doesn't happen. But like, I'm working on it. All right. It'll happen. It'll be even keel, easy peasy pretty soon. Like we're hoping that happens. But in the meantime, folks, definitely like you'll like I said, you'll be surprised how good you get, how fucking proficient you become as long as you keep at it. That's probably just, as cliche and bullshit as that fucking may sound,
No,
like,
man. I think a lot of that cliche shit comes from people who are experienced speaking to people who are inexperienced. Like, you don't believe it because you're so naive. You don't. It sounds cliche, but that kind of shit does help people get through. Like, it really does, especially when you're, fighting alone or, doing something new that you never tried before. A lot of that cliche shit is actually straight up good advice. Like, yeah, when you're younger, it comes off as, what do you know? Like, you don't know me. And you're not really thinking about how, these words can help you. You're thinking more selfishly. But when you get it in your head to try to help someone else, it's going to be like, fuck, I do need to kind of listen to what some of these people are saying because they're right. It may be cliche, but no, do what you love. Fight every day. Like, it does sound like bullshit, but it's actually not. It is.
Because I always think about that when I'm talking on here, and I'm like, if I was like you were saying, like way back podcasts ago, if this is gonna be like our 10th, I feel like this is kind of like our 10th. This is the 10th episode, but it's like that episode where we're kind of like doing like remember back when we did the kind of like that episode of whatever in every TV show where they just do flashbacks. But going back to what you were saying before, like if we were talking to our younger self, or just being able to say, like, I'm trying to think of like, all right, what shit do I gotta say that's really gonna be like, oh, this guy isn't talking shit. Like, oh, this guy really has something important to say. Oh, because I was that naive fucking kid that didn't listen to anybody because I'm like, like you were saying, like, you don't know me, you don't know what I'm going through, man. Like, but it's like, fucking just shut up, you little fuck. Like, I wish I could beat the shit out of myself sometimes. Because if I just listened to people that were, trying to actually help me, I'd be in a lot better place right now. But instead, I had to figure out myself the hard way, and now I'm here.
That's life, though. Everybody has to figure it out themselves. Like, you can't force them. You gotta let them come to it. And they will come to it. There is going to come a point in your life where you're like, God damn it, I could be doing more, or I could be doing better, or this isn't what I want to be doing, or you're going to come to a crossroads and you're going to see, like, ah, shit, I should have listened. And then you're like, you're going to realize, like, all right, I still have time to turn this shit around and I can do something. And you're going to. And yeah, that's where all that cliche shit is going to hit you. Just like, God damn it.
Right?
Yeah, it's gonna hit you, but you gotta come to it on your own. That's the journey, That's the journey of life. Everybody goes through that shit.
I hear you.
Everybody goes through it. So what? You want to
And
do another roll? You want to do one more roll, bro, and then get the fuck out of here?
I think we gave the people enough of a little bonus part to keep them entertained. But before we do go though, do you have like one last bit of like, I'm gonna steal this straight up from Garantham because I love that man. But do you have any like advice? Like if you were gonna let's end it on a high note because we did a lot of shit talking and fucking doomer shit before. But if you were to have like to end this episode with one little like little, I guess, inspirational thing that you could say to someone, like what would that be, Cetty? Besides the shit that we just said already.
All right.
Just like one little like sum it all up type deal.
For episode 10, I would say don't stress yourself. That's the most important thing, I think. Stress will fuck you up worse than anything. So take it easy, man. Take it easy. Like, yeah, learning.
Jeez, you're talking to me right now. Oh my god.
Take it easy on yourself. Like, honestly, put in the work, but don't overdo it. Don't push yourself over the edge. Nothing is more serious than you being okay. So don't go too far. Like, push hard, fight, when you have to, but recognize when it's time to chill. Recognize when it's okay to just chill out sometimes. Like, really, go easy on yourself. Don't stress yourself. Don't let nobody else stress you. And just let the good things come to you. Work for them, work hard for them, but not to the point where you're stressing yourself out. Like, they always talk about work-life balance and shit like that. I think most of it just comes down to knowing when to stop and being like, hey, the pressure is way too high. Like, this is not that serious. Like, let me just calm down. So recognize when you're feeling that stress and go easy on yourself, man. That's a really important one, I think.
Okay, I like it. Puts things in perspective.
For sure.
And then if I was gonna end on one, maybe it's just it's of course me and my fucking bullshit quotes, but it was a quote that someone said. I forgot where I even fucking heard it at this point because I feel like I just scroll through these inspiration. Like even my Instagram even knows. Like, oh, okay, let's give this shit some inspiration. There's a fucking blow his brains out today. Like it's
Jesus.
One of them was that really hit me, and it kind of encompassed a lot of different things that I've heard, especially from other friends of mine that I've talked to. Like, shout out to my boy Pistache. One of the things that he said to me was like, make your inner kid happy type deal. And to build up on that with the quote, which was, whatever it is, be the friend, father, or the friend, the parent, the whatever, the mentor, the figure, be that thing for that you wish you had when you were a kid.
Right. For someone else.
Yeah. Even if it is for you for right now, because no one's gonna take care of you other than yourself. So if really like if that dream is going out there and being a fucking knight, go and be that fucking, no matter how many people laugh at you, go and fucking do it. So like it's yeah, be the whatever that your younger self needed, because I mean, like you're gonna definitely. I feel even right now, like if I was to my younger self looking at me, now I'd be like, okay, like he isn't that bad. You know, it's this is a cool guy. I could trust this guy. So, and that's now. Back in the day, no, I would not say that one fucking bit. But at least right now, I'm a little bit more even keeled, a little bit more balanced out, a little bit more, enlightened, a little bit more fucking level headed. I feel like now, definitely for sure, I'm that person. It's not I'm not all the way done. There's still a long way to go, but I feel like
We're
it's a good
always
start.
learning, man. That's okay.
I feel like it's a good start. But yeah, no, folks. Again, thank you so much for sticking with us for 10 episodes, and we're hoping we get through another 10 and then another 10 after that. And fucking episode 100 is gonna be fucking wild. Who knows where
Yep.
we're at? Who knows how worse I'm going to get? So,
Bro, that's my goal, to just be objectively worse by episode 100, where we're just coming in, just fuck this, just screaming at each other.
I'm
Just
hoping not.
music playing in the
That's not what I hope for.
background.
Right? We don't even care about the
Crackheads as our
copyright shit.
guests.
We're just fucking going off,
Yeah,
right?
just
Yeah,
going.
no, I'm hoping that's not the route that we take, but
Nah, boy.
who the hell knows? We'll see. We'll see. But
I'm
thanks, folks.
predicting
We're
some
gonna sign off
craziness.
here. Or well, yeah. Please don't. Please don't. I'm gonna sign off here. If Cetty wants to keep talking and trying to spread some weird shit,
Thank you
go ahead.
guys. 10 episodes in the can. Woohoo!
Right? All right. We love you guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week. Over and out.
Later, gamers.